I couldn't do it, bro.
All right.
Well, yeah.
What's up, everyone? We are live. Welcome to another episode of Basement Radio Arcade Podcast. This is podcast number 147. We're getting close to 200. I can't believe it. Time is flying by, but time flies by when you do what you're passionate about and you enjoy it. So we have a great show this evening for everyone. A lot of gaming topics to talk about. Some really big news in terms of Xbox and Halo. Google, the Division 2 dropped this week. We'll talk about that and some other rumors that are going around involving Take-Two and Sony. So, yeah. So we have a great panel of guests this evening. I want to introduce actually somebody who, this is his first time on the podcast. We lost Forte. And this is someone who has been we talked about this before we went live, someone who's very positive on Twitter, puts out these videos that are just, when I read them sometimes, I'm like, you know what? Today's going to be a good day. I'm going to start on my day positive. We have Obi-Wan Kenobi making his Brat debut. Yobi, what is going on, man? Thanks for coming on, Brat, man.
Peace, love, life, everybody. What is going on? Boomstick, my guy. Brat, what's up? Thanks for the opportunity, man. Just to let everybody know, I don't really do this podcast stuff, but if anybody invites me, I'm more than welcome to come on and show love. So I'm here. Thank you for the invite.
No doubt, man. And like I said, you do a lot of positive things. I think just in terms of tweets, I was on Breakfast with Boom last Friday. You dropped a code, a giveaway. Actually, you gave away a free copy. I think it was Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, you are one of the positive guys in the community, and it's a big reason why I wanted to have you come on tonight. So thank you again, man. It's an honor and pleasure to have you on. So
thank you. And before you get to the next one, before this show's over, we are dropping another code tonight. We're gonna do if it's okay with Brad, we're gonna do another giveaway for Devil May Cry 5 tonight. So what's up?
Oh,
nice.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So we give away we give away Devil May Cry 5 code tonight. All right. That's awesome. So Yobi, man, thank you, man. I appreciate that. And without further ado, we have a special returning guest, the creator and host of Double Barrel Gaming, Mr. Boomstick XL. Boom!
What's going
on, man?
Listen, when you guys invite me, it's an automatic yes. As long as the missus gives me the thumbs up, I'm good to go. I love coming here. I tell you guys, I tell you this all the time. You guys have a dynamic unlike anyone else. It's tight. It's family. You come here, you feel like you're coming home to eat a bowl of pasta. Pass the salad and breadsticks around and just hang out. That's what this is like. And of course, Yobi, listen, if you're not following this dude, shame on you. He is one of the freshest breath of air the community and social media has seen in years. I'm a positive dude, and I like to throw it out there. I really enjoy being a good guy, but I got to be honest with you. I think he trumps me in spades, and not just because he gives games away. The games thing is in itself an amazing thing because some people, money's tight around the world, right? And if you win one of these prizes, that could make a month that you've had just a real crummy time, and you win something like that, and it changes your outlook in life. It really does. But the pushing the life love mantra is big. It's big, and no one's doing it. And he comes out here and he says all these positive things. He does these awesome videos. Look, again, follow him, sub this channel if you haven't, and let's get on with the show, dude, because it's going to be a big one.
No, absolutely. And again, if you guys aren't following Yobi, you guys need to follow him. He is like Boom said, just a positive guy in the community, and the kind of guy we need to rally behind because there's not enough of that on social media. So without further ado, I want to introduce my co-host. We have Gaming Forte. Forte, what is going on, man?
Forte, what up?
What up, though, man? Nice to have you on the show. I just hit that follow button because I was one of those idiots that Boom just talked about. So I hit that. Nah, man, nothing. Just
trying to get caught up on videos and playing games and waiting for Division for us mortals that can't spend $100 on a game. You know,
Oh
I
God.
can't do it, bro. Can't do it. Won't do it. No, only reason I didn't do it though is because Destiny had their stuff come out on Tuesday, so I was like, I'll use this opportunity to wait till Thursday to get it. So jump in on that. But no, man, definitely looking forward to these topics and some debunked stuff that just happened, and we can still talk about what the implications of that would have been if it actually did happen.
No, for real, seriously.
Yeah, no
I
doubt.
lost my shit.
We have the scholar,
Yes,
my man from the
gentleman
DMV,
scholar.
the gentleman scholar, my man who knows what Ben's Chili Bowl is, who knows what go-go music is.
Yeah, he does.
Not that kind of go-go. We have Slow-Mo backside. What's up, Slow-Mo?
What's up, guys? What's up, yo? I am on surviving right now on like Red Bull and 5-hour energy drinks. Been going to work and also really just not really having much sleep because I've been playing way too much Division. But I'm having fun and I'm enjoying it. And I know it's a topic that we're going to talk about, so I'm not going to get too far into it now. But I just want to say how glad I am to see Boom. I always love chopping it up with Boom. His that positivity is just it's infectious. And Yobi, man, this is the first time I get a chance to really like speak to him. He's always in the chat, always being real supportive, and then just all around great gamer. So it's gonna be a good podcast, man.
Damn right.
No doubt, man. And again, Yobi, thank you. Giving away that Devil May Cry 5, which, look, by the way, guys, is a great game. Capcom is backed. Capcom is my comeback developer of this console generation.
Yeah,
I
agree with that. Yeah.
I can't say enough about this game, guys. I mean, I don't know. I can't even talk, guys. I'm sorry. I'm on like slow-mo. Like I've had, well, you know what? I got tripped up with emotion from Capcom. That, and I haven't gotten a lot of sleep because my 6-month-old's been sick and stuff.
Oh man,
that's bad.
So he's been keeping us up, and then
speedy recoveries.
And then Division 2 dropped, and I was up late playing with Cognito and some of the Iron Lords late night, up to like 3 a.m, I think. And I typically don't do that because
I saw that, man.
Were you shocked, Cortez?
I was shocked, bro, because I was up last night to 4:30 in the morning, and
damn,
I saw you ain't see that. You ain't see I tweeted out a post at 4:30 in the morning.
Oh, yeah,
because I finally, because I grinded to get that freaking weapon all damn day to get it. And I said, I'm not going to sleep until I finish this. So when I saw other people still up at that time, I was like, wow.
This was last night?
This was last night, bro.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I got off at around 1.
I was shocked, yeah.
But the night before, like the night it came out, I played from midnight to about 4:30 in the morning.
I knew you were gonna do that. I told you.
So were you offline? Because I didn't see you online.
He's always offline.
Always offline. Look, I'm not trying to act like I'm a popular guy or anything. I'm not.
Yeah.
But just, I mean, you can look at my Twitter following account and tell I'm not a popular guy. But look, I get spammed like invites for games and party chats when I'm online. So it's just like, look, if I'm already, especially like I'm already in a party, like I'm in a party, I'm with people, I'm playing a game. Why would you send me an invite like I'm going to leave?
He doesn't know how to say no. Just don't accept it. Just ignore it.
No, look, I do ignore it, but it still pops up on my screen while I'm playing, and I'm just like, that's just distracting. So
you might just have notifications turned off.
Yeah, just turn the notifications off, man.
Yeah, but I mean, like that's inconvenient for me.
It's just inconvenient for all your friends that want to play with you, and they say, "Well, Slow-Mo's not online."
Drop me a line. I have.
Slow-Mo, I'm telling you, man. I
have Google. I have there's every Discord. There are so many different ways to contact me. Xbox messages.
Slow-Mo.
I mean, carrier pigeon. smoke
I shouldn't
signals,
have to
Yeah,
listen,
everything.
bro. Listen, I shouldn't have to go
Game
through
of Thrones,
third party. I
Game of
shouldn't have to
Thrones,
go,
right?
bro. I shouldn't have to go through
By
third party
Sparrow.
services to
Justice
see if you are online, bro. I shouldn't have to see if Ash and Luca's online first of all, just to see if she's in a party with an anonymous source.
That's
If
the
I
homie right there.
if I see an anonymous source, I know it's slow mo.
Look, man, look. I gotta do what I gotta do, man.
It's cool, man.
It is what it is.
Slow-mo,
But look,
I-
I'm always available to play. I'm
Slow-mo,
literally
I
like
stayed up
playing every
late
single
so I
night.
could play Division 2 with you, man. And I figured, you know what? I said maybe he's done. I said maybe he decided that he was going to, but he wanted to play solo. He wanted to run solo, no interruptions. So I was like, all right, cool. But that's why I stayed up, man, to play with you.
Yeah,
But
I was up till last night with my brother Neo Mento.
Enrique trying to make me feel trying to shame me.
well, because I was asking, I was
stayed
with
up
Cognito, and I'm like,
you.
Cognito, where's slow
I
mo? He's like,
stayed up
I don't
for
know.
you. You weren't there for me.
I got news for you guys. The division is keeping a lot of people up.
Yeah, man.
People are doing 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. I was up till almost 1:30 last night playing with my brother Neo Mental and our friend Artie, and our regular division crew, and it's just. I don't know if we're going to roll into this topic, if we're talking the division or not, because I don't remember where we started, to be honest with you.
We
But
did
this
start. We
is-
talk about slow mo.
Well, Slow-Mo is the general gamer, so let's thank you for that.
And we
Yeah.
can transition. We can transition to Division 2 since we're talking about it right now.
I mean, listen, there is look, if you're a division fan, I think you're applauding. I think we're all division fans, so I think we're all enjoying it. But I think that what Ubisoft has been able to do, what Massive Games more specifically has been able to do, was reinvent the wheel
Right.
in a way where what you loved about the division was there, and what you hated about the division has been completely gone, been taken away. And I'm not sure if it was Slow-Mo that said it, but the end game is so massive that it's bigger than some actual games.
Yeah, I said that. That was
Yeah,
Anthem. Anthem.
yeah. I saw that tweet. That tweet was hilarious, by the way. It's not like I'm not poking the bear with the stick. I'm not poking the bear, but the end game.
Boom, you're slightly poking the bear with the stick, though, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think the tweet went something to the effect of the one area of the division has more content than Anthem's whole game. Sorry.
It's true. The sad
One
thing is,
district.
I wasn't even exaggerating. I'm playing it. I'm just like, I think I've done more missions than the entire campaign for Anthem. And that's like right after I'm looking at my map and I completely cleared downtown East.
Yeah.
And I was working on the federal triangle, and I almost had the federal triangle done. I'm like, these are 2 districts. That's it. They're the first 2
Anthem,
districts. Right? Yeah. Well, I'm talking about the division, but
okay.
in relation to Anthem, but and just the content and just those alone and all the side missions. There are side missions that pop up based off of other side missions that you do. It's a continuation of a story. Like
Really?
there's one side mission in downtown East where you end up saving a guy, and I don't want to say spoilers, but you save this guy, and he goes to find out, oh, your settlement needs batteries. I know where some batteries at. Another side mission pops up off of that. Like it's way different than the first game where you didn't get stuff like that.
So, real quick, before you get into, because I really want to get your insight, because I know you have a lot to share, but I kind of want to go on a quick rant before I forget some things about the Division 2. But I'll say this much, man. And I was playing with Cognito and oh god, I can't remember. Maybe Sinister, I think his name was. Oh shit, I can't remember his name now. But we were playing, and I'm telling you, coming into this game, the load times. The fact that I was able to connect with Cognito immediately, it was like this game, like, and coming from Anthem, because I'm a week removed from Anthem at this point, or not even a week, couple days removed from Anthem, and I said to myself, "Wow, they nailed it in terms of looter shooters for a launch game, for day one launch." In this genre, Ubi knocked it out of the park. I mean, the game worked, didn't have bugs, could talk to my friends. Like at 30 minutes into the game, we're all like, in the menu looking at our loadouts and thinking about how we want to customize our characters. And there was loot everywhere. There was missions, like you talked about the mission with the batteries. Like there's so much content there, and
Right.
and it's like for me, like when Anthem dropped, a lot of us were like, wait a minute, this game is lacking some content. This game has the loading menus or the times are out of control. It feels disjointed. To me, this is what a looter shooter is supposed to be. It's supposed to have content day one. We shouldn't have to sit there and say, well, hey, you know what? The foundation is there and they can build upon it. We paid $60, but we can wait. No, it's not about waiting. It's about It's about today. You spent $60 on a game. I want content. If you're going to try to be full retail. And I feel like Ubi just delivered it. And Forte, I know you're a Destiny 2 fan, but Destiny 2 is going to run for its money right now with the Division 2.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not disputing that.
Yeah, that's my quick rant. Slow-mo, go ahead, man. Because I really want to hear your thoughts, Slow-mo, because I know you are a big Division fan. You're big into the looter shooter genre. Yeah, man, just give us your thoughts, man.
Well, you know how there's the whole saying quick,
let me interrupt you. B Money, what's up, man?
Yo, what's going on, fellas?
What's up, B?
What's happening?
What's going on, man? Sorry I'm late. My son was had a school concert that I had to be at, but I'm here, man.
Yeah, no
worries, man.
That's a good reason to be late, man. There's no need to apologize.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Let's get to it.
First. Yeah.
Hey, B, I want to know something. Did you pick up the Division 2 yet?
I picked it up. I haven't had a chance to play it yet, man. My week has been pretty crazy. So hopefully either tonight or definitely tomorrow I'll jump into it.
All right, man. No doubt. Well, Slow-mo, let us have it, man. Let us know your thoughts on Division 2, because I know you played. You're probably everyone on the panel probably the furthest along. I could be wrong. I think Boom. I know you put on some time, but I'm only level 7.
Yeah, I think I just hit 9 tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm about when I got off last night. I was level 11.
Right.
At level 11 or level 12. I was working on the 3rd district. Yeah, look, this game. For anyone who is thinking about potentially getting this game, this is
I got to pick it up.
Yeah, this is it. Like, you know how they go, this is it, Chief. This is it, Chief. Like, this is it, right? Like, look, this game, and I'm seeing people who are typically very, very critical about games and game launches and releases talking about this game and saying, I have not seen a looter shooter release in such a complete and stable state since Borderlands 2. And that's how I praise. Because Borderlands 2 is the Godfather. It's the GOAT. It's the founder of the. It's the foundation of these.
Wait. So I thought Borderlands 2 wasn't a looter shooter.
Oh, don't we?
I'm just trolling.
You gonna get OBJ.
Past conversations come back to haunt you.
We're gonna get OBJ up in the chat in a minute. But no, look, it's everything that they said it was going to be, and and I know, over the past year we've had our debates and discussions about the Division and what the sequel was going to do, and even I've had my suspicions and some doubts about some of the implementations or practices that Ubisoft was doing with and I still kind of don't like the different editions. The Gold and the Ultimate Edition, you get to play 3 days before, standard edition. I still kind of not really cool with that.
I'm okay with that, Slow-mo.
Look,
I'm okay with that, man.
We saw how that messed up Anthem. Because
the game works.
Well, yeah, this game does work, true, and they're already fixing some issues. There's some people who got to end game already because they're content creators and they basically don't have. I'm gonna say they don't have jobs. They don't have jobs really.
Their job is what they're doing.
Yeah, their job is what they're doing, and they're already at end game because they basically have barely slept since the game came out, and
Real quick, I just want to say something. The unboxing video I did, which was terrible because I used my cell phone, I was unboxing the gold edition steel box. I think Forte, you're laughing because you made a comment of something about investing in a tripod. But let me tell you something. That unboxing got like over 500 views.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Unboxing vid. Open up a case.
Open up a case.
Oh, for the game.
Yeah,
for
for
the
the
game.
yeah.
Oh, really?
One
I
game.
gotta check that out. I saw your one with the Steel Series, which looks pretty nice. I almost got that one over my current headset, which is a Lucid Sound LS35X, which I love it. It's perfect. But
Nice.
I almost got the one you bought. Yeah, and that it was like I was laughing at the one part where you put the phone down.
Yeah, I put the phone down.
I'm just like, it's just complete darkness. I'm like, this is like.
He
I
said,
mean-
"Sorry guys, I gotta put the phone down." and that's I was willing to give him a pass on it, and he kept saying, "I know I need to get a tripod, guys." And then he said, "I gotta put the phone down." I was like, "Lol, get a tripod."
Yeah,
I was like, I'm still here, folks. Remember, I was like, I'm still here.
it was like darkness for like
He was
15
struggling.
seconds.
He was struggling opening the box. He was like, the box was already open, and he was struggling. He was shaking the top of the box with at the hanger. It's like, hey, this is tough to get off.
But look, man, this game is like it's packed with content. I mean, you can't go one block without getting into a random event, seeing a side quest pop up, or just like going into a building and finding like loot, like finding a chest to open and things like that. You have control points where you're fighting the different gangs that have taken over the city, and you gotta fight them off, beat them, and then fight their reinforcements to come up and try to take it back. This game has got just so much going on for it right now. Yeah, is there some? Yeah, I heard he's some music in the background. I don't know if that's.
Oh yeah, I just heard it too. It's
Oh, that was me. My bad, guys.
yeah.
No problem. So look, it's the same gameplay from the first game, but time to kill is much lower. But
wait, slow mo. It doesn't feel like it's too much lower though.
Say again.
I said it doesn't feel like it's too much lower. It doesn't
Oh
feel
no. It's at a good place right now. It's in a good spot, and I feel like the betas really helped them kind of find that balance because and I think like in the closed beta it was a little too easy. Like I would two tap an enemy, and I'm like, wow. And these are red bars; they don't have armor, but I'm like two tapping enemies, and I'm like, okay, I didn't know they were going this far with it, but then. I see like by the time they came out with the open beta, it was a little bit more tanky, and I said, okay, I see that they're playing around with it, but I think they got the right balance now. Enemies are, I mean, of course, you're gonna get your guys like who got a ton of armor on, and a lot of gear, and you're actually watching as you're shooting them, and it's taking more bullets, but you see the armor falling off of them. You see the symbol of the armor. It's starting to break into where to get to the point where then you can now really knock off that armor part and just get to the health. And it's the game is it's in a great spot. I'm enjoying. For once, I'm actually just like I'm gonna take my time with this. And yeah, there have been times where I was like, I just kind of want to do this solo. I think they may have been like that, like when the game came out and I was playing during the day yesterday. I was like that. I just kind of want to play it on my own and really enjoy the story, which I haven't really felt like that with a looter shooter before. Typically, I'm trying to get with people and play because I don't care about the story like that. But this one, I'm really like getting into helping the settlements and seeing the settlement grow, and they add in the solar panels, give them electricity and helping them get water and become self-sufficient. It's like, it make you feel a little accomplished, and I have been playing with some of my peeps, and we already started our clan. The clans are
15 people.
No, it's 50.
Oh, it's 50. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's not 15. No.
I heard someone say 15. I said, "There's no way."
No, that would be ridiculous. There's no way they would do that. But no, it's a maximum 50 people. If anyone's trying to join mine, you know, just you can. The name is kind of savage, so or you just hit me with a message, and I'll send you an invite. But I know there's I know the Iron Lords are probably doing theirs, and like a whole bunch of people are. But like, you know, the clans are good. Like the clans give you, like, you get, when you do events, it gets this experience towards your clan, which can go into clan rewards. And a
Was
lot
that kind of like Destiny 2 then?
it's like Destiny 2, but from what I've seen from even Destiny peeps, they think it's better. It's implemented better with the Division. I mean, we'll see how it goes because it just got started. But you have to do 2 or 3 side missions in order to be able to get that unlocked. And you gotta go talk to a woman at a settlement who then goes, you know, when you talk to her, she goes to the White House, and then there you can actually either create a clan or join a clan. But literally everything that people said about this game, they said, "Oh, it needs this, it needs that. I don't like this, I don't like that." They fixed everything.
Slomo, I just want to say something real quick. This, I mean, I'm being serious. I out of all the looter shooter games I've played since Borderlands 2, this is the best launch game for a looter shooter this console generation.
Facts.
I mean, I am thoroughly impressed with the work that Ubi's done in this game and how well it's running, and the fact that it just sucks you in.
It does
immediately. There's so much content. There's just high level of engagement. Like Slomo, you talked about, you know, you're running to a mission. Like Cognito and I had this experience. I'm running with Lower Cognito. We go off the beaten path. We walk through like an alleyway, and all of a sudden there's all these loot boxes everywhere. We're like, whoa! We just hit a gold mine, right? Cognito got like a assault rifle with a scope or something. I got a bunch of gear, like new armor gear, backpack. We run out to the back of the alley, and there's like a side mission going on where you have to like take down the what is it, the hyenas. They have like a megaphone type situation.
Oh yeah,
the propaganda.
Yeah, the propaganda. So we hit that before we go to our main mission. So we clear that out, and that's like, you know, almost like 1,000 like XP points right there before we even get to the main mission. And I'm like, dude, this is awesome. Like
it's like you're stopping 3 times before you get to your main mission, and the side missions sometimes are as tasty as the main meal you're about to eat. It's crazy.
Yeah, and so boom, I want to get your thoughts on this. I know you've been playing a long time too, but that's a great point. Like it doesn't feel like, it's so fluid. It doesn't feel like it's a chore.
Yes,
like
yes,
it feels rewarding, and that's the point of these games, and that's where Anthem just totally like doesn't do it for me. Like there's no. I think someone said, you know, Anthem does a really poor job of, you know, dangling the carrot in front of the horse. It just doesn't. But
That's
boom,
true.
I want to get your thoughts on this, man, because I know you put some time into this. What do you think, man? I mean, is this the best launch game for a looter shooter this console gen?
Well, first of all, that's hashtag facts for sure. It is very rare. I mean, listen, you got to remember this. This game launched without a hiccup. The servers didn't crash. I had a few people message me and say, "Hey, listen, I'm having trouble." I hadn't found one thing. Not loading is a snap. Fast traveling is a snap. I had no problems whatsoever. But you know what's incredible is, you talked about Capcom, making this magnificent comeback in this generation, which they have. They launched 4 massive games on a company, and I talked about it on Gaming News at Noon with Salty and Boom today. In 2016, they were on the ropes, dude. People don't know that they were on the brink of bankruptcy.
True, I remember that.
And they released Resident Evil 7, Monster Hunter Worlds, Resident 2, DMC 5, and it's unbelievable, right? So now
Monster Hunter World was fire.
Yeah, dude. It absolutely was.
That shit was fire.
But you see, it was like a 4-man swing, right? Well, you look at what Ubisoft has been able to do. every series that people ragged on them for not liking this, not liking that, they have come back so solid and so strong. It has been, it's, I mean, they're one of my favorite developers. And to see the Division as a fan, I put well over 1,500 hours into the first one. I put more time into the Division 1 than I think both Destiny and Destiny 2. That's how much I loved it. And everything, and I didn't really have a lot of complaints, but I understood why people did. You know, the end game was just a grind fest. There really wasn't a lot to do, you know, but they kept adding, they kept at it. You know, they did the survival, they added the West Side Pier. You know, all of this content came for free, and then you play the Division 2, and you're like, what? Before you couldn't find anything to do. You're like, I don't know where to go first. You like, you look at that map and things start popping, and it's the little side quests. You know, a public execution here, a hostage situation there, a propaganda thing here, and they're all sprinkled in areas, you know, where they're close to, you know, a control point that needs to be taken back, or they're right next to a base. It is, like I said, I've been playing, I want to say maybe about 8 hours, and I have not left the east part of Washington, D.C. because I want to get everything done. I'm looking at the rest of the map, and it's massive. It is so big, and there's so much to do. I haven't even gotten to the dark zone yet.
It's open world, right?
What's that, Ubi?
I said it's open world.
Yes.
Yeah, it is, man. And Yobi, if you were into, I don't know if you played Destiny, Yobi, but if you're into looter shooters,
I played Destiny. I gave up on the first one. I played Destiny 2, then I gave up on it once I found out Activision had their hold on it. Now that Activision's going away, I think I might be picking it back up soon.
Yeah, I would say if you have any interest in that genre, Yobi, you should probably check this game out, man. Like it is. The amount of content and just the level of immersion is just, I mean, I am just blown away by this game. I really am. And maybe that's because I came off of Anthem. I don't know, but it's great. It really is. And, you know, Forte, I know you've been playing Destiny, man.
Yeah. Okay.
We got to get you on the Division 2, man.
I have it up on my screen right now. So I'm wondering, Ultimate Edition or Gold Edition?
I went Ultimate, but I got Ultimate. I got a $50 gift card from trading in my points.
Ultimate,
I have that
Ultimate,
too. I have 40,000 points.
Forte, you'll be saying go hard, man.
Go big, bro. Go hard. All the way.
Hey, look, I did Gold Edition. I can't remember what the difference between Gold and Ultimate was.
You get three extra. The First Responder Pack, the Elite Agent Pack, and you get the Battle Worn Secret Service Pack with it.
Basically, you get everything.
You get everything, yeah.
Yeah, you get everything. Yeah. So Forte, hey, like Arnold said, do it now.
Do it now.
Look, man,
do it.
I love the Division. It just happened to. Bungie just happened to drop that very nice trailer on me a week ago, and it made me rethink my decision on buying it day one. Because it was no way I was going to play Division yesterday when that DLC dropped, when the new weapon dropped. So now I'm looking at it like I don't want to get, and this is the thing about these games, I don't want to get behind at all. So I'm thinking, buy it today, play it tonight, have all day tomorrow, so you can feast on those noobs that are going to be in the dark zone 3 or 4 days after you finally get there. Me personally, I really, really like what they did with the game. I played a little bit of it over a friend's house, and the one thing I will say that I really like about the most, and this is what, to me, this is one of the hallmarks of what a game, I feel like a game has put it all together. They paid attention to the smallest of details in the game, especially when you're going against enemies. Like if you have enemies, like you said, like the whole way that they're tanky and stuff like that. But if an enemy has like a backpack with a grenade on it, if you shoot the grenade explodes and it breaks down their shield, it takes down their health.
Fire.
Same thing. Like if there's an enemy that has like a minigun, if you shoot the actual rounds coming out of the backpack to the minigun, he'll put the weapon down in order to reload the ammo because you broke it away from his gun. So you have nothing but free reign and firing into this person. And once I saw that, and that was a thing, I was like, oh, they thought of everything. I said, this is giving player agency and letting you have the experience that you want in the game. And when everybody says that this is by far the best launch for this type of game, I don't think they're lying about it, because when I look at Twitch, I don't see people complaining and saying that this is unenjoyable. I don't like the grind that I'm going through right now. All I see is people saying, I can't wait to get in there and get deeper. I can't wait to see what else they got going on in the game. And they need to be committed for that, because ultimately we just want to have a game that is fun, enjoyable with friends, and works all the time. And it's sad that we got to a situation where we feel like we have to always make that a caveat, but it looks like Massive has really listened to the community on this. And I'm kind of blown away by how well received this game has been, because we all know where Division 1 went and where it came from and how many people dropped off of it and it came back. And then just the whole situation around the way people perceive games like this, like looter shooters, people look at it like, hey, Destiny, Anthem games, or Warframe, more futuristic space style games where you could actually see enemies taking a lot of shots to beat. It's like the mechanics are a lot easier to come up with like different ways to have encounters, because it's something that you could just think off the top of your head and like, oh, let's say our players do this. Well, Division said, hey, we're going to put this in a real life world scenario, semi life world scenario, and we're going to still do the same thing. And the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to is how these 8-man raids are going to look, because as of right now, they're knocking it out of the park in every category. And it looks like this level 1 through 30 is even better than the level 1 through 30 that was in the first division, which everybody said they enjoyed in the first division. They just didn't enjoy what came after that in the first division. So it looks like they put everything together. So I am hitting the buy button right now on this Ultimate Edition. So when this podcast is over, Slow-Mo, don't be hiding offline so I can play with you.
I'm still gonna be hiding offline. I'll send you an invite. We can get this going.
All right.
Yeah.
Destiny's in the bushes for the next 3 days.
Forte, I do not hide. I will be online, man. So you can see me.
I don't even have you on my list, which is funny.
What?
You're not even on my list, bro.
Oh, you
bro.
I was looking for you too, and I was like,
I don't understand. I have you on my friend list.
What is your name on there?
It's Aries.
Oh, that's why. Jesus, man. What's up with all these people not? Never mind, I'm gonna shut up.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Shut up.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna shut up, man. I'm about to say what's up with all these people having names that don't match none of the names we know. But then once again, I'm one of those same people.
Yeah, I was about to say you got the same issue.
I'm gonna shut up. So
wait, should I be Brap?
I was looking on my friends list for Enrique. I was like, is it Enrique? Is it what is?
Is it Enrique 4456? He would have to have like a gazillion numbers behind.
You never know. He could have been the original, bro.
Hey, no, I was a beta tester for live, but Forte. But seriously, it would have been like Enrique, and then like the Switch ID after that.
You talking the Switch security code?
Yes, exactly. The network code, as we call it. Hey, B Money, man. I know you just bought this game. And have you read any reviews or talked to people who played them? And any thoughts from maybe anything you've heard about the game?
I mean, I haven't really talked to too many people who played it yet, but I've seen a lot of the reaction on Twitter, and it's all been positive. But I knew it was going to be that way. I played this game like super early before a lot of people have, like back in November, I think, or October. So I've been playing the game for a while. You know what I mean? And some of the early alpha and beta tests and stuff like that. So I knew this game was going to be special. Plus, it's Ubi-Soft. They usually follow up on something you know, in the second game after they kind of know that they got something special. So, you know, I mean, I can't wait to dive into it. I think, you know, having this massive campaign and all these little things you can kind of dive into, you know, with the campaign is something that's going to keep people hooked in for a while. And then, you know, it kind of rolls right into some of the content releases that they have coming out. So I think they designed the game really well. And I think, you know, for that reason, a lot of people are really enjoying it. So I can't wait to dive in, man.
All right.
Yeah, no, you know what's interesting, B, is you know, I'll say this much. I know, Slimbo, you've been playing this game kind of solo. You don't have to play with friends to enjoy this game, and that to me is a hallmark of a good game like this in this genre, that you can play solo and still have a phenomenal gaming experience. And that's kind of been my takeaway from this game. I didn't play, you know, after I initially stopped playing with Cognito. You know, I did run solo. I got to play with Lord King. Big shout out to Lord King, by the way. Keeping it very entertaining.
Oh, he's playing it too?
As he always does,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, he is, dude. He hopped into a game. He's like, Brap, I got you. And he hopped into a game with Hot Monkey Loving or something.
Yeah. Is it Monkey Punch?
There's Monkey Punch. There's Hot Monkey Loving. There's two of them.
Oh my
Hot
god.
Monkey Lover. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
but
Oh man.
Lord King came in there, and I don't know what he had, but every time he fired off his round, it was boom, boom, boom. I mean, it was like I could hear it in my headsets. And he's like, "Yeah, you want some?" I mean, my man was fired up. He was. It was hilarious. But no, I mean, it was a lot of fun. That we had a great time playing. But seriously, I can't recommend this game enough. I'm really just pleased. And by the way, Slow-Mo, you know I owe you a 6-pack.
Oh yeah, you do.
Oh,
Well,
shit.
actually, it was
what was the actual?
the actual
what
bet
the
was it was I said the Division 2 would have a higher Metacritic score than Destiny 2, and then it was like we looked up the scores, and I think Destiny 2 had like an 84.
And I think
And
I told him he was silly for making that bet. Then
Yeah, I think you did, Forte. You may have said that.
yeah,
and I
and
love Destiny, and I said it's silly.
yeah, and I was like, so basically, Division 2 needed an 85 or higher for me to win, and I think we all pretty much think it's definitely going to be 85 or higher. I can't just
What
like
is it sitting at right now?
nothing
I
right
put
now.
Division 2
There's
at
no
89.
Oh yeah, that's right, because the they're not going to release
Embargo.
the physical.
Yeah.
I mean the standard edition comes out.
yes,
Yeah.
but it's there's so many people who are doing reviews who are playing the game and they're like tweeting and what they're saying about it basically. Yeah, it's very, very positive. One thing I did want to say though is there's so much like hidden content in this game, and that for our Division veterans, like boom, you remember the hunters in the first game?
Yeah, yes.
So the hunters are back,
Yes.
but they're back in a different way. Like you have to be careful. Like you could go into an abandoned building, see a chest or like a laptop, and click a button and get attacked by hunters. Like they can ambush you out of nowhere.
They're like waiting for you, like skulking in the
Oh, you
shadow.
basically getting set up.
Yeah, but if you
Nice.
beat them, you can take their mask and can keep their mask, which is
That's
pretty
dope.
cool. They have some pretty cool masks, but they're very, very hard to kill. Like the hunters,
I saw that video, man. That looked no joke, man.
yeah, they fight like regular players. They fight like a real human would fight in a game, and they're very lethal. They have all the same skills that you have, and some more. Like, because they usually have like a EMP pulse. In the first game, they had an EMP pulse that will prevent you from using your skills. And whenever they use, even though in the first game you could use like shock turrets and stuff like that, whenever they do it, it always seems to be way longer. Like you're just frozen for like an hour. But there are some cases where people have said they have been ambushed by 4 of them at once.
What?
You're not talking about the guys that are in their hoodies, are you?
No. These are the guys. They wear all black gear, and they kill.
Okay.
They specifically hunt division agents. And when they kill a division agent, they take their watches and they wear their watches on them like
What?
trophies,
like the Predator.
yeah, like the Predator. Yeah, like
Oh, that's
if you
crazy.
did,
No, go to the top.
if you played the first division game in the survival mode for you to be able to extract and get out, the hunters would show up at your extraction, and you would have to kill your
okay, I know what you're
hunter
talking about now.
in order to leave.
Right,
I know what
yeah.
you're talking about now.
And they're no joke. They're really, really hard to kill. They do a lot of dive rolling and sprinting out of the way of cover. They do a lot of damage when they hit you. There's one in particular in the video that Enrique was talking about. You go into a room full of dead division agents, by the way. There's a laptop, you hit a button, and it says, "Come to this location." You go to that location, and X marks the spot, and then this hunter comes out, ambushes you, and it's like this big fight, like on the mall. I think it's on the mall.
Yeah, it's actually in the reflection pool.
Yeah,
Of
the
the
reflection pool in DC. Yeah, so it's like it's freaking amazing. And this is like that's not even all the hunters that are out there. And we haven't even gotten to like when you get the end game, all the bosses that you can fight, the 52 bosses, the 52 card thing. It's just so much going on in the game. It's a lot of content.
There's 52 bosses on there?
Well, this activates after you get to end game. When you complete the game, there is like I don't want to get into spoilers, but there's like another faction that pops out.
There's another one, yeah.
Wow.
And so, like, I was watching a State of the Game stream, and one of the developers was on there, and he said they got the idea from the military hunting the Taliban, and they assigned Taliban lieutenants to playing cards, and so they had like 52 playing cards, 52. Taliban lieutenants to take down, and so like they got that for the division with this new faction of like 52 bosses to take out, and so
that's dope.
Yeah.
That's God.
And we're not even talking about like 8-player raids yet. Like even though that's not in the game yet, it's coming. But like 8-player raids is going to be fire. It's going to. And the cool thing I like about this game over Destiny is that when it comes to raids, you can't matchmake raids, but in the division, you can matchmake everything. Everything can be matchmade.
That's a big ad. You know what? One of the side things that we didn't talk about were the contracts that pop up.
Yes.
I tried one, dude, and I got smoked. I got smoked. You know, it's funny. I beat it in the beta or the demo, but when I tried it, and I'm like, all right, yeah, I beat this once before. I'm gonna go. They wiped the floor with me. I'm like, and I lost it. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I died.
Look, man, as big of a division veteran as I am, all the hours I got in the first game, I've been caught slipping a couple times. I've died in the street off some random encounters. Like, man, wait, hold up. Like, what is happening? Like, they will catch you slipping. Like, you would think, like, you get flanked by enemies that you don't really quite know are there. Like, you fighting a group of guys and then not know there's a patrol coming down an adjacent block. And
to me,
yeah, that's happening multiple times with me. One tip I want to give to new players. I think 2 skills you can open up. You can unlock 2 skills very early. 2 skills to get the assault turret. The assault turret is great. You throw it out there. Don't put it on the ground because heavy guys will come kick it or destroy it real easily. Put it on like a block or a car somewhere high. Also, with this high, it can target more people that way. But that will auto target enemies and be a distraction for you, so that they're not always just focusing on you. And then also use a healing skill. And I think probably the best healing skill is the chem launcher that does the recovery. You can actually just drop it right there on the ground in front of you while you're in cover, and it'll heal your armor as you continue to fight. So that's the way that in order to keep your armor. Because once you lose your armor, if you don't have another armor pack, say la vie, you're dead. But keep your armor high and up, and while you're fighting, so that and these are kind of tips that I was doing as I was playing solo. But also, they were pretty good to use when I was playing in a group. I also just what's the other one? The Hive skill. I got that one with the reviver, and I'm using that in group play when I play with some of my clanmates. So it's
Nice.
it's just a couple tips here and there so that people when they first get into the game, they're not like completely lost and just getting wrecked left and right.
Yeah.
The one thing about this is the difference in gear. I mean, not the gear, the stuff that you can use, like the drones. All the tech is, man, they really.
That's crazy.
The drone is my favorite because it stays next to you, and all you have to do is send it on its way. When LB hits, because I have it for my left trigger, my left bumper, I hit it, and that thing goes to town.
It just flies at an enemy and starts lighting them up.
Yeah, it's funny because you hear them complaining, "Goddamn drone!" and they're running as they're getting it up, and they're stumbling and they're falling on the floor, and the drone is just relentless. And when the health bar is gone, it comes right back to you. It is, like I said. Now we've talked about a lot of great things, very very little. Issues. One of my, I know it's a silly complaint. I don't know if anyone's going to agree with me. I hate that you have to hold the right directional to do the healing. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember, you used to just be able to hit the button and you would heal.
And call it a day.
Yeah.
Actually, because I've done that, and I got to get out of the mindset because I'll do it standing up there. I'm getting tagged, and I'm like, oh, let me hit the button. And instead of going into cover, I'm standing there out in the open like a dope, and I'm trying to get this done. I've actually died a lot of times like that because the mentality of the old just hit the button and go, as opposed to you actually have to hold it now.
Yeah. They made some changes there. And I think I think there's some little adjustments as well as they start to get some feedback. But hopefully there won't be any mass changes like they did, and they needed those mass changes in the first game as they started to learn where the division would be completely. But man, it would be some gear sets. Like you would get like a gear set in the first game, and then and get it fully maxed out, and then they do an update and it's trash.
Yeah,
it's
terrible.
It's just like, look, man, you can't. I hope they don't go that far with changes in the future, because that make people want to just quit. Because I'm like, I ain't grinded this shit out. And some of the gear sets that you would spend 20 hours trying to get your complete sets, and then you're like, okay, I'm ready to dominate. Update 8.2. Destroyed. You're like, oh my god, I just wasted all my life. Yeah. I mean, they have like nerfed some stuff in the past, like quadruple nuked some builds and guns, like the M1A. The M1A in the first game used to be god tier sniper rifle. It is trash if you play that game now. Like the recoil is all over the place. You can't control nothing. It's just like, all right, they need to. Hopefully they've learned their lessons with that. They don't nerf things into the ground anymore. But to your point, talking about like the enemies, like the hyenas and the True Sons, the only two I've fought so far. I think there's a third. There's a third faction, but that's like a religious faction. I think I haven't met them yet at all yet. I'm just getting into the True Sons, but. Some of the comments they make, like if they destroy your turret, they'll be like a guy yelling like "fuck your turret." You see a lot of the hyenas do this. Like, but you see different AI attack patterns depending on the group they are. A lot of the hyenas are drug addicts, so they take that spice drug, and then you see that additional health bar pop up, and then they just start rushing you, screaming, and just all kinds of nonsense. But
I'm not gonna lie, I've been taken out by them before.
Look, but you gotta be careful. Like when they start rushing you, forget everyone else. Take out the rushers, because they get close to you, you're gonna be in trouble.
Use your shotgun for if they get close. 2 shots cuts them down.
Yeah. And you see, like I've seen the True Sons are completely different. The True Sons are more tactical.
They're more they do rush you though. I think they will rush you with the shotguns. I think.
Yeah, they have shotgun rushers. Yeah,
they'll rush you with the shotguns. definitely more tactical, and they seem more military than the hyenas do.
Well, yeah, they're former JTF. They are part in the first game. The JTF was a joke. The JTF in New York, they were just like dead bodies all over the street. They were just nobodies. But in DC, in this game, they were actually pretty effective, I guess, when the outbreak happened, and then they decided to. They didn't like the way things were going, and when the government went down, they just decided to go there. Some of them decided to go their own way, and so they're very they've been trained. They're very tactical. And unlike the hyenas who hold their guns like gangsters out of a hood movie or something, and jump out of cover and talk shit while they're shooting at you.
Have you guys real quick? Do you guys feel like there's any political undertones in this game?
No, actually, believe it or not, I really don't.
Because
there was that whole thing with Trump Tower.
The Trump Hotel.
The Trump Hotel. Yeah.
Which says what is it? Rest in peace. I forget what it says. Something to the system or something. But I don't know. Like it's interesting because I don't think there's a lot of political undertones in this game, but there was a. If you go to the White House, if you go to, I think, the Oval Office, there's a call between the U.S. president, I think the Mexican president, about people going down south to escape the virus. And
I haven't seen that yet. I need to explore the White House better.
It's kind of like the president of the U.S. kind of saying, "Hey, we're not. Look. All things equal, we wouldn't be sending people down south, to save their lives, basically." Right. So it's kind of interesting if you think about the wall.
I'm sure that there's something in there. You know how these things go. There's always going to be a developer that wants to get their 2 cents in there and do it in a cheeky way. Some people will catch it, some people won't. You know what? You know what the truth is? Even if it was there, I have yet to notice it because I'm enjoying the game so much.
Yeah, no, I mean it's just one of those things that kind of just it popped out when I was listening to the conversation, and I was like, oh, this is interesting, but there's not a lot of it in it. I mean, there's that. If you go to the Trump Hotel, you'll see that rest in peace to the system thing. There's some references to not trusting the government or something to that regard, but they're there, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I always, when it comes to stuff like that, I always look at it as a situation where art imitates reality, and this game is an art form, and I do think that they do put stuff in the game like that because they do want to hit home a message that is happening, in whatever climate we're in at that time. Exactly. And especially with this game being grounded with the 1-to-1 with DC and everything, honestly, just where it's really taking place at, and the climate that the world is in right now, implementing stuff like that to actually bring more people into that world. Because that's the one thing about Division 1. The game wasn't about the things you can do in it. It was about the environment, about the world. It was world building. And that's what they're doing with this game. So having those genuine conversations and being able to pick certain subject matters out of what they're doing in the game, I feel is just because ultimately it's a game. And when I play the game, I'm not thinking of any other type of, any type of thing that they're trying to actually tell me below the surface, because I don't really care about it like that. I just want to find the next enemy I need to go slay or the next activity that I need to do with my friends. And if I come across something that's in the game that is speaking in a political or a real life scenario sense, then I'll just, take it for what it is and, move on.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a great point, man. Well, I think we've probably beat the Division 2 horse to death.
We'll talk about more next week.
Yeah, we're probably right.
Yeah, exactly. We spent about an hour on the Division 2, which is crazy. But no, great game. If you're into the looter shooter genre, I would highly recommend this game. Yobi, hopefully we see you online as well, man.
I'm gonna pick it up.
Does anybody know why so the Xbox version of this game at the most is a 52 gig download. Why in the hell is it 92 gigs on the PlayStation?
Because I don't know. Well, there was a 42 gig day one patch.
Well, they say even with the Xbox, if you buy the digital copy or if you do the disc, the most you are going to have is a 52 gig download. But on PlayStation, if you buy the disc or go digital, you still have a separate download for 50 gigs. That's going to take it up to 92.
I have no idea, Matt. I have no idea.
I don't know if it's just the API, the way that theirs works, and they don't put them all together compared to like how Xbox does. But that was kind of crazy when I saw those notes for that.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
50 gig difference almost.
Yeah, I have no idea. But yeah, let's move on to the next topic. I want to bring up Google because Google has, we saw the leaks of those controllers.
That controller is ugly as fuck. Excuse my language. Oh my god. Oh my god. I ain't never.
Okay, so the thing about that controller. Okay, so
that controller render is old too.
Let's go back to 2010 or 2003, where we looked at some of those controllers from back then and it was like,
knockoff, you mean? Because that's what it looked like.
Let's go back to some of those controllers that we used to, see as renders, like PlayStation 3 controllers that had a boomerang on them. All these controllers are terrible until we get them in our hand.
Wait, Yobi, are you saying that you wouldn't like that controller? Is that what you're saying? If it was comfortable and it worked?
No. The Google controller? No.
He said they gotta give me a way to use an Xbox controller.
Listen, I got news for you. If Yobi's being negative, it's a terrible controller because the guy is all he is positivity.
Listen, I'm positive, but if it's ugly, goddamn it is.
The controller's ugly. I ain't gonna lie about that.
Here's the thing, guys. One of the comments I keep hearing from a lot of folks out there is, well, it's just a render, or it's an old design, like B Money was just saying, or that's not, he doesn't actually, the person that didn't actually work for Google. Here's the thing, okay? Google's a big company. They spend a lot of money for their image. And this whoever released this to the public dropped the ball. He's probably fired now. Now again, is this going?
Says they're probably fired now.
Oh, but boom! Is this actually from because I've heard people say, "Oh, it's not real. It's not really from Google."
Yeah, like Jason Schreier said, it's not real.
Yeah,
but I've also heard other people say that the person who created it got he basically saw a blueprint or of a patent that Google has on the controller, and that's where he was his inspiration to make the monstrosity that we saw. So
the monstrosity.
So it's not too far off.
It happens all the time, especially in the mobile, phone business. You'll have people make these crazy renders of whatever the next update of iPhones or the Google Pixel or whatever, the next iteration is. So, it's an old render, it's something that was custom designed by, somebody who just liked to make renders. It wasn't something that was released officially by Google. So we got to wait until the 19th and I'm sure they'll probably have something along those lines as far as the overall design, but I don't think it's that particular controller.
Yeah.
What if the official Google controller actually is worse than that?
Oh
Lord!
I don't think they're going that
route.
Well, at this point, whatever it is, they can't change it. And they can't change it in less than a week.
No, you can only go up from here. Is my?
Yeah, you can only go up.
Yeah.
Imagine you a guy working for Google and you designed it right, and then this thing that's fake comes out, and everyone's like, "Ew, that's ugly." And you look at it, and you like,
man, if Google comes out and delays their keynote, it says, "Hey, we got to push this out another month." Then we know that this controller might have been real.
That is true. That's.
But yo, go ahead, Yobi. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. At first, I wasn't really batting an eye at all these Verizon, Google, Apple, getting into the gaming industry. Like I was like, okay, whatever. Then this company was doing the quote unquote mad box or whatever. Me personally, I wasn't batting an eye about it, especially at Google. But then I saw reports earlier that I forgot this chick name. She's been named like a new CEO or something of the.
Jade
You
Raymond,
talking about Jade
Yeah, we're
Raymond.
gonna talk about that here in a sec. Yep.
new VP.
Yeah, her. Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, whoa. Like I batted an eye. I was like, okay, so this might be a little real now. So now I'm looking at them like, okay, I think I might give him a chance.
But
Yeah,
you know, the
I
funny
mean,
Controller's
thing
still
is,
ugly.
but you know the funny thing is, looking at this, honestly, if you was just look at this controller
Yeah.
and just think about who is the company that we're thinking of making it and the type of stuff that a company like this would probably do, I could see this actually being the design of a controller.
it looks
I
like
can
a
see
Google
I can
controller,
see
right?
this being something that's on a mobile, like how you got those
Yo.
mobile phones
Yeah,
that are
it
only
looks like
mobile
a
controllers.
looks like a
Yeah,
Moga
yeah.
controller.
I can 100% see this being something that is actually been manufactured for people to look at and use. But it will be and it could probably be $29.99. They probably just miss it. I can see it easily. But you know what? I talked about in the video that's releasing later today about stuff like this. And the biggest thing is sometimes these companies throw stuff out there just to get the temperature of the room. And right now the temperature of the room is like solar hot. So you might
it's
have to
hot because they getting
rethink
clown
it.
right now.
Well, like Boom said, the person, if they did this, what you say, Boom, they're fired.
Dude, I'm still trying to find out who the hell named the Xbox X all digital Xbox
The
sad.
sad edition.
The sad edition. Hey, that person needs a raise. Whoever did that.
Yo,
The sad
whoever did
edition.
that, he gotta be fired, dude. Like, come on,
They need
that's
to
like
raise them,
meme worthy.
raise them out of their desk and out the door is what they
The
need to be.
sad edition.
Um,
I would
That
give that man.
shit
I would
had
give
me
that man a
dying.
raise just for being ballsy.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was hilarious.
But back to Google. I mean,
Yeah.
we've heard rumblings of them entering the gaming industry, and they did hire Phil Harrison. I think that was probably
last
maybe
year,
a year ago now. Is that and for those of you who don't know who Phil Harrison is, Phil played actually a pretty integral part in the launch of the PlayStation 1. Did actually work for Microsoft.
Yes.
Xbox
Yes, he did.
360. I
Oh, I
think.
remember that guy. I remember
Yep.
Yeah, and he's at Google now. But Google, and they apparently supposed to have a big announcement at GDC next. Is it next week? Is that
Yep.
so? Jade Raymond.
That's a
Is
big
the-
get, dude.
Yeah, and Boom, you and I were talking about this in DM. I mean, this is a big get. I feel like not enough people are talking about this, but this is a huge hire for them. And
She's first of all, you have to understand her history, right? She is not saying solely, but she's majorly responsible for the Assassin's Creed series becoming what it was.
yes,
Right? She moves. She left there. She was just inducted into the Gaming Hall of Fame for developers. That is a big deal.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, she is a prominent figure within. Again, I got to be honest with you. When she left EA recently, I think maybe about a month ago, maybe a little bit more. I thought for sure she was going to end up at the initiative. Like I almost guaranteed it because she's such a talent. And to see Google snatch her up and give her the position that they gave her, dude, they paid her some big bucks to take that spot. And that means that they have, I mean, listen, Google is in this thing for real. Again, I know we're making fun of the controller and we have no idea if that's going to be real or it's not. Hopefully it's fake.
Oh, Boom, she got stock options, by the way, and like you said,
no.
I mean, she's got the full comp, everything, man.
Yes, yeah. So it is a big hire for Google, but more so than just a hire, Enrique. It shows how serious Google is about the gaming business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they see everybody else collecting them checks, man.
Real talk.
They
Real
know
talk.
the game. They know the gaming industry is the second biggest form of entertainment in the world today.
Yep.
They ain't gonna keep letting that pass by.
Wait, can you say that again?
The gaming industry is the second biggest form of entertainment in the world today.
So isn't it reasonable that it's the second biggest entertainment industry in the world today? Doesn't it make sense that we're probably going to getting to a point with, as technology improves, like things like 5G, that we're going to see streaming services, and this is why Google's getting into this world.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely.
I'll get into that a little bit. I want to rant about that in a little bit. But go ahead, Boone.
No. I mean, like I said, I think it's a big hire. I think it proves that Google's in this for the long run. That they're not just dipping the toe in to to test the water. They're going for a full splash in there, and we're going to get to see what they've been working on. We know the tech that they're using works because they tested it out with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I know several people that played it and said it was flawless.
Nice.
So it's for real. It's just that what are they going to do in regards to making their streaming box different or better than what Microsoft is going to do with xCloud and whatever Sony's currently working on.
Hey, Boone, I got a question for you. So when you say it's flawless, because I know Slomo, you tried it. I don't think you had a lot of success with the game playing well. I don't think.
No, it's they have they say you need to have a minimum 25 megabytes per second in order to run it. And I mean, I have that. I have 100 meg up and down. But the issue I had was more of the network ports they were using, and the amount, the size of the packets that were basically being consumed on my my network, and my bandwidth was being throttled by my ISP Verizon. And so that's something that is kind of unanticipated. I wouldn't expect them to know, my ISP would do that. Other people didn't have these issues. I don't remember B Money was saying he didn't have these problems, but it's something that they couldn't really anticipate ahead of time in the beta, but it will be unless they figure a way to lower the size of these packets and kind of figure a different way to be able to make it a little bit easier on bandwidth for ISPs. It may be an issue that other people also deal with as well.
Slomo, do you think the reason the packets were so high is because of the resolution they were trying to run the game at?
Probably. I believe so. I believe that was likely the issue. Yeah. So I mean, we'll see what happens. I gave them my feedback once the beta was over, and I let them know how, the issues I had, and I was letting them know that ahead of time anyway. I was giving them feedback every time I tried it. But hopefully that's something that Google has, figured out a solution to. And if anyone can figure out a solution to something like that, Google. Yeah, Google is a company that can figure it out.
Yeah.
In regards to them in the gaming industry overall, my opinion is that Google is not going to make an impact unless they have some kind of they have exclusives that differentiate them from the competition. They're going to need to be able to. I don't know if they've gone out and kind of done the Microsoft and purchase studios. That's one way of doing it. Or they could have developed their own for the past few years. They're going to come out with some of their own content that's going to be, appealing to this current game market and kids out there who will want to be able to try it. But somehow they're going to need to be more than just another option for you to play third-party games through Chrome or something like that.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, if that's all they got, they're not going to make much of a dent.
Interesting. Yeah. Hey, Yo, let me ask you something, Yo, because you strike me as someone who's probably a little bit younger than me and Boom.
I'm 30 years old, by the way.
All right, 30. Okay, so you've been gaming for a little bit. Like for you, what is the name Google? For me, Google, my early experiences with Google is really search engine one.
Same.
Later getting into the smartphone, Android space, or building Android as a platform for mobile apps. What are your thoughts on Google getting into the gaming space? Like, do you feel like this is a company that, because I remember when Microsoft first got into, when they announced that they were getting into gaming, and a lot of people didn't think they could do it. What are your thoughts with Google? Do you think that this is something they can pull off?
Me personally, since they hired that chick, I keep forgetting her name. What was her name again?
Jade Raymond. Yep.
Jade Raymond.
Okay, now, so before, like, once it was announced that they were gonna get into the gaming industry, honestly, I laughed my ass off because I was like, okay, Google, Verizon, Madbox, what? Okay, whatever. Ha ha ha. I said it myself. They're not gonna touch Sony, Microsoft, and PlayStation. But once they hired this woman, now I'm taking a double step back. I'm like, oh, this is serious now. And then the controller picture came along, so now I got a whole different. My energy is changing a little bit. So I'm like, okay, I think I'm gonna give him a chance. And when I hear the word Google, I think search engine, like you said with the Android and stuff. But now they're gonna get into the gaming space. I might give him a chance.
Do you feel like they need to? I mean, because we've heard about these big like hires, these big names like Phil Harrison, now Jade Raymond.
Mhm.
We haven't heard anything. I mean, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not aware of any maybe studio acquisitions or internal gaming studios you have right now. But Yobi, do you feel like and we use Microsoft as a recent example? They've been going out and buying a lot of studios to add to their first party portfolio of studios that can make content. Do you feel like that they need to acquire some other studios the way Microsoft has to maybe be competitive?
I mean, if we if we're talking about the gaming space, do I feel like they need to acquire some studios? Yes, because since yes, I believe they should acquire studios because if they're gonna get into the gaming space, I feel like they're not gonna just dip their foot in, get a few cash grabs and go. If they really want to put like a couple years, like 10, 20, 30 years into this, I feel like they should acquire studios and be something original. It's like so now everybody knows them as Google the search engine. Now to peel another layer, now that'll be Google the search engine slash gaming company. I feel like they should acquire studios to do something original.
Yeah, and that's I think it's a great point. I go back to Microsoft, and they're the newer individuals or company in the gaming space, and they actually
Correct.
did that from the get go when they acquired Bungie with the Halo franchise, which really kind of I think we all can agree put them on the map.
Facts.
Yeah.
One
So
1,000%.
yeah, no, absolutely.
Yep.
Hey, Boom, you brought up an interesting name in DM with me.
Yeah.
You brought up oh my god, now her name escapes me.
Amy Hennig.
Amy Hennig. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, she's been floating around. I know she has. I think when she left or was let go by EA.
Is
Another
she signed with anyone right now?
no,
No,
I heard she started up her own independent studio, right?
Yeah, she has her own independent studio right
Okay.
now as we speak. They're working on something. She hasn't spoken about what it is, but she's another big name that's out there. Again, her talent is you just look at what she's done. Now, sure, the last obviously there were creative differences in Uncharted 4, which is she left the project. Uh,
Mhm.
And then obviously she went to EA, and the Star Wars game that she was making, and she spoke about it, was a single player game, story driven, played very similar from what we understand, like
Uh-huh.
Charted game, but the reason why it was canned, and she said this in an interview, it didn't have enough microtransaction possibilities.
Bro, Boomstick, dude, I promise you, when I saw that the game got canceled, it broke my heart.
It
And
did,
when I
yeah.
read
Yeah,
and when I read the article about the whole microtransactions, this is what drives me back to when I say I really despise EA
yeah.
because I gave them a personal name. I call them IA. I call it investors advancing onto the gaming community because EA is it's not. It's like it's the investors now. So I feel like they should they should believe in their developers and just let them do their own thing. Because if you keep worrying about the money first and foremost, then that's gonna take away from what a game can be. Like for example, the Star Wars 1313. I believe that was the game Amy Hennig working on, right?
Yes.
When I seen the trailer, dude, the gameplay look is so freaking amazing. I got hyped. I was ready for that game, dude. And then everything, then fast forward, all this crap happened with the microtransaction, and it's like, well, I blame EA. It really broke my heart, dude.
Yeah, it's definitely a sad state of affair. But you know what? Again, regarding Google, don't be surprised if they don't buy her studio just to get her signed to make an exclusive game for them, because that's what you need.
Right.
I mean, as great as it is to play the next Assassin's Creed, the next Call of Duty, and whatever else you're going to play on the streaming box, they're going to have some sort of exclusive content.
It's a great point, bro. Yeah.
And
You look at Netflix, and Netflix has exclusive content. Why people? That's why I subscribe to Netflix. I don't subscribe because they have Thor Ragnarok available. I subscribe because they have Netflix original content.
True.
And,
can I say that Assassin's Creed Odyssey? Oh my God, the RPG elements amazing. I was blown away by that game.
Oh no, yeah, that's a great game. Another great Ubi game.
She's like when I got to the end of not the end, but the part where you find out who's like the boss is, I was like, no way. Like for the people who didn't play it, I gotta spoil everything. It was insane.
Yeah, no doubt, man. B, what are your thoughts, man? Do they, outside of this big hire, B, which is a big hire, do they need it? What's the next step for them, man? Do they need to acquire studios, or do they bring on an Amy Hennig? What's next?
I mean, it all depends on what the service is going to entail. I mean, if it's just streaming, do they go the Epic route and just get a bunch of exclusive games to stream? You know what I mean, and that's their way to bring people to that content. You know what I mean? Are they going to have downloads available? Is that going to be a thing for them? It just depends on what the service is actually going to be about. You know what I mean? Are they going to actually have some sort of streaming box or a console or anything like that? Like it all just depends. You know what I mean? They don't necessarily have to buy studios, but I think if they want to get super serious and want to bring people to the content, that may be something that they look at. But they might not have to buy them. They may just have to buy exclusive games. You know what I mean? Exclusive partnerships where, you know what I mean, you get certain games on that service, and that's the only place that you can get them. So Google's a pretty smart company. You know what I mean? They know where to put their money at, and kind of know what to invest in. So it's going to be exciting to see what they actually announce at GDC.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, in my years of gaming, and again, Google's been around the block now. They're a household name.
Because they got to think, like, if they start buying up studios, what studios are going to buy? They have to buy somebody big. Yeah, it'd have to be an EA or Ubi-Soft or you know what I mean, a Rockstar. You know what I mean? Like it would have to be somebody major for them to be like, okay, this is a reason why you come to our service.
I think they should purchase Bandai Namco.
Wow, slow-mo. That would be
that'd be a big one.
Yeah,
Bandai Namco's been buying up IPs like crazy for the past year or two, right?
Yeah, I mean they Bandai Namco does a lot of licensed stuff. They don't really. I mean, they have some original content, but a lot of the stuff that they do is licensed content. So I mean, that would be an interesting partnership, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking about like getting someone who has IP, so that like then with that IP now you can actually go and make some exclusive content off of it. And that might be a little bit a different approach than what say how Microsoft has purchased studios that were already built, but they were also already making multi-plat content for everyone, and therefore, like you're not really going to get see the fruit of your labor until like 2021, maybe 2020 at the earliest with like Ninja Theory's game, which by the way, they were making well before they got purchased. So
Right.
I was just kind of thinking like, I think Bandai Namco would be a good deal for them. But yeah, you guys are right. They need to get someone that has not just one claim to fame, like a developer that's like if they purchase someone like Gearbox. Gearbox is only good game they've really made has been Borderlands. Like that's not enough. Like you need someone like who has a nice little collection of IPs that can turn people's heads.
Nintendo.
No, I don't know about that. I mean, Google has the money to.
Come on, why not? Google's got billions of dollars.
I don't think Nintendo will ever sell to anyone, honestly. But yeah, I mean, if anyone has the kind of money to purchase like this rumor that wasn't true about Sony and Take-Two, like if anyone has the one, I don't think Sony would really has enough like liquid money, actual capital to be able to make that kind of purchase. But Microsoft and Google can. Like Google can make that purchase. And Google could be like, yeah, we need to do this if we really going to take it seriously in this video game industry. We need to make a purchase like that. But I still wouldn't think they would, that's going to be what, at least like 15, 20 billion.
Who knows, man?
Yeah, they even get Take-Two to even come to the table and talk to you. Like, I don't see anything that big happening. But it's. I think there might be. I think we talked about this last year. There might end up being a purchase war going on pretty soon.
There's no doubt about it. Let me just say this, okay? First of all, if you look back to a couple of years ago when Microsoft bought Mojang for $2.6 billion. They've now made that money back tenfold, right?
Absolutely.
They've made the money back tenfold. There's no doubt about it. There are only two companies, maybe three, in the entire world that could, because obviously I'm assuming we're discussing this outrageous rumor. Did you guys see Twitter this afternoon?
Yes,
Right.
yes,
Dude. Listen, I shut it off. I stopped going to it because the posts that were coming out were so outrageous. Some of them are so egregious that they hurt my eyes to read, because it's this blind obsession loyalty that these folks have to a piece of plastic that does nothing for them but play games is the most ridiculous and world-shaking thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Like some of the and I'm not talking about just being polite and talking about, hey, listen, we may, Sony may get this. We're talking about downright being gross and nasty over a company, over a rumor that's. P.S. By the way, the rumor came through a stock market person that saw their Take-Two's stock go up, I think 4.5% or something like that. And I'm like, you guys are running with this nonsense. Like, how embarrassed are you for yourselves? Because I was embarrassed for them. But Sony, if you don't know, and again, if you're a Sony fan, if so am I. So I'm not peeing on anyone's back and saying it's raining. Sony had a terrible.
Oh my God, I never heard that saying before. By the way,
Sony had a really bad quarter, right? And I'm going to talk about it tomorrow on the Xbox Factor podcast. They only spent out of all the spending that went on for TV in the first 2 months of the year, they only spent 5.4%, whereas Microsoft spent almost 55%. So that's a big story on tomorrow's Xbox Factor podcast.
Advertisement?
Yes, and advertising. Yeah, TV advertising, 5.4%. And the reason why is because they had nothing to really show. Of course, what they had last year was great. No one's denying that.
Yeah.
But they're not in a financial position. Sony as a corporation, the only division that's making money for them is the PlayStation division. They're failing everywhere. Sony Pictures is failing. Sony, Electronics is failing with their TVs and everything.
That is true.
It's all fancy. They don't have the cash flow to do it. The only two companies that come to mind that could pull off a purchase of 2K, which, by the way, holds the Grand Theft Auto license, which, if you didn't know, was in the top 10 of the MPDs again this month.
Dude, I was on my Xbox the other day looking at like the top sales of the games. Grand Theft Auto 5 is still like top 10, dude.
Yes, so they're not going to
Insane.
give this away for a penny that's been sitting at the bottom of a well and it's green. This is going to be one of the brightest pennies ever sold, and Amazon is the third one. Google is the major big one, and Microsoft would not allow that to happen. They would offer them the keys to the kingdom to get that. And the truth is, everyone's like, "Oh my God, it'd be the world exclusives." Nope. They would do the same thing with Minecraft. That shit would be everywhere. Can they be making money hand over fist?
That's a good point, man. It would be. It's crazy. It's a last console gen. The game was a last gen game.
Yes, last gen, and still in the top 10,
which is mind blowing. Just it blows my mind.
The most profitable game ever created. It's gotta be at this point, right?
Yes,
I think it is.
It's number 3. It's number 3 on the list.
Is it?
What's higher than that? What, Tetris?
No,
Tetris,
it's 2 more. It's
Minecraft.
Tetris. I think
Minecraft.
Tetris and Minecraft.
Yeah, it's number 3.
Where's Fortnite? Fortnite's got to be creeping up there. No.
Well, that's a download, a free download, though.
Oh, that's true.
Transactions. I mean, they make money, make 10 mil a day off of mobile. So, I mean, they got.
You guys hear about Amazon?
No.
What about Amazon?
Yeah, so about Amazon, this is about taxes. Do you know in back taxes they don't owe the government no money, like zero?
Yes, I actually did read that. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, I
I
read
was
that
like,
too.
holy shit, that was amazing.
Yeah. Apparently they. I forget what it is. They basically don't pay taxes.
Yeah. But that's a lot of big corporations in the United States don't pay taxes. So it's
What am I doing wrong?
What am
You're
I
not a big
doing wrong?
corporation. That's the problem.
All I can do is be happy for Amazon.
Yeah. Do I need to start a big corporation?
Yeah, you just ain't moving the needle big enough.
I know. I need to figure this out. I got to do something else. I think maybe outside of podcasting.
Outside of podcasting.
But anyways, I do want to get to our last topic this evening. This is the Inside Xbox, which oh, come on, Forte. What's a sigh for, man?
It was fine.
It was fun.
Forte, I'm right there with you.
All right. Truth.
Look, man, go ahead and do your introduction into the subject matter.
My spiel real quick.
Do your spiel first.
Yeah. So I probably agree with you guys. It was just fine. I haven't been a big fan of the inside of Xbox, shows or whatever they're, I just haven't been. They just don't do anything for me. I typically will watch either Rand or Dealer, do their debrief and get caught up that way.
Highlights.
The highlight
Ran on Thor.
Dealer and Rand do. They do great highlight reels on Inside Xbox, and I don't know, guys. I wasn't. I caught a little bit of the live stream, and look, full disclosure. I mean, I even forgot that it was happening until I think either Slow-Mo or Forte said something in a DM. I was like, "Oh,
hey, there's Xbox Inside Xbox today."
Oh, it's Xbox today," because I was too busy playing Division 2. It isn't for me. I'll just throw that out there. It isn't.
Your disappointment's coming through the mic right now.
Here's the thing. Like I'm a positive dude, right? Like I
try to be positive. Boo.
Yeah, there's limitations to what how much positivity can come out of it. Now, look, here's the thing. It's the only real game show that's going for any of the companies. Obviously Sony has their PSX at the end of the year. This year's was canceled. Nintendo, they do. Nintendo one does that when they do their directs. Everyone watches because they're like legit, right?
Yeah.
This Inside Xbox. Like, first of all, again, I'm going to talk about it on tomorrow's Xbox Factor podcast. I really, really appreciate the way it opened up celebrating women in gaming. I thought that was classy.
Beautiful.
I thought it was current. It had a heaviness of importance behind the message that they were saying. And I really really like that about what was done on the opening. I thought it was, again, I wanted to stand up and give it a standing ovation for that, because it is important. I really, when you heard a lot of these women that are behind the scenes from Microsoft, they kept saying the word "we" on all of their conversations, and I think that goes unnoticed. Not for me, because I'm a team kind of a guy, when they talk about the company, they talk about it like it's their company. That's something that's very rare in this world. You know what I'm saying? Where, many companies are individualized, and it seems like at Microsoft, again, this is just an assumption. This isn't a fact, folks. I don't work for Microsoft, but
right.
it seems as if it is a team mentality, where one person falls, the next person picks them up, and they just keep it moving. And I really got that from this episode. In regards to content being shown, well, it's a problem. It's a problem for the show because each one of these shows have cringe moments. Each one of them has them. They all have at least one. If it's not a guy eating a gelatin brain, it's it's Larry with the white gloves, and it's I guess their palate cleanser. It's supposed to be comedic intermission acts, if you will. The Master Chief guy delivering pizza.
Hey, boom, real quick. By the way, Mooch says inside PC.
Inside PC. I mean, it was very PC oriented. There's no doubt about it. As a matter of fact, the big PC reveal that was supposed to be the RTS game wasn't there. The purchase of the studio wasn't there. I mean, I don't know when they're going to do that.
Probably E3.
It just, more than likely it's going to be an E3 thing for sure. This was not one of their strongest ones for sure. I mean,
I feel like we see that every time there's an Inside Xbox.
No, it's the truth, dude. Listen, you have every right to complain because they don't. Normally you'll have a couple of bad episodes and you'll get that one great one. We haven't had that one great one. We've had good ones, but we haven't had a great one.
All right. So
I still can't. Go ahead, Forte. I want to just go in.
So I'm gonna let you, so everybody knows, and I'm huge component. I always just say I'm very desensitized to what Microsoft is doing with Inside Xbox because I just take for it is what it is. I know they're not going to give me anything of substance. I know I'm going to have to wait to E3, but this one was like. When I looked at it, I was like, okay, first of all, the good thing was it wasn't as long as the other ones.
Yeah, it was the shortest one yet.
They got us in, they got us in, they got us out. I mean, they fed us, recycled food along the way, but they got us in and out. The biggest problem is, and I really didn't like. I know a lot of things, and you hear a lot of things in the community, people complaining, especially Xbox fans, about the direction of the show. And I always say, aren't you happy that games are going everywhere? The conversation around games, they're still talking about the games. They're still going to be available for you to play. The problem is Inside Xbox isn't about Xbox anymore. It's about everything outside of Xbox. The only thing that they really talked about with Xbox was the streaming service, and they talked about a brand new controller again, which is the downside to the show. Now,
I like the controller, though. That controller,
the controller's fired. That's the one thing we know. Microsoft they know how to make beautiful looking controllers. But the problem is, when I look at this show, and the highlight of it is, the biggest thing people take away from it, other than the Halo stuff, is the fact that you hand a controller to a lady on stage, and when she's playing the game, supposedly playing the game, I'm looking at you like I'm watching this video, and she's tapping the trigger in a racing game like you're shooting a gun.
Mhm.
I didn't know cars accelerated at the rate that car was accelerating in Forza by tapping a trigger. You know, so instantly right then and there when he said, "Oh, this is running natively on our cloud-based service." First thing I say, okay, so you just straight up lied to everybody that's watching this right now, because anybody with half a brain knows that this woman is literally not playing this game right now.
Well, Forte, she did reply to it. She said she did reply on Twitter. Somebody did ask that question.
I don't care
what is she supposed to say?
Yeah, she said some wild nonsense.
What is she supposed to say?
No, I really wasn't playing. It was
No,
all.
I'm sorry.
Hey, B, do you remember what she said, B?
She said that she was a tapper.
So we tap a trigger like we're playing Halo Reach or Halo or Destiny, feathering the trigger to make sure we get that perfect precision shot in a racing game. Okay,
I gotta be honest with you. Forte, I'm with you. It did not look like she was playing.
So
wait a minute, something is off here. Like you just like, she seemed a little.
Man, she was clicking the left stick like way too much. The car wasn't even moving.
Like she was literally tapping the thumbstick all the way to the left and watching the car barely move. I was like, I'm out. I'm done. I can't even watch no more of this. So getting away from that ridiculous part of it, then we get to the part where they talk about Halo. And yes, I love Halo. Halo is great. Do I mind it being on PC? Absolutely not. Don't mind it being on PC. But once again, people on Xbox they don't have a problem with it being on PC. They have a problem that everything we talk about is about PC. What the hell is Xbox getting? Why do I have an Xbox in my house? Why is it something that is connected to my TV for us to play, but everything you talk about is outside of that ecosystem for somebody else to enjoy? That's the biggest problem that I had with the conversation. And I'm a person that plays these games on PC, and I don't mind it. But I do feel what Xbox people are saying is it's stupid, it's redundant. They are literally making their system not even like. Why would you go out and buy one at this point? Because everything.
I can tell you what, Forte, I'm actually looking at buying a PC rig after a conversation I had with Mooch, because he's got a nice PC rig.
Yeah.
And honestly, the reason why I'm thinking about doing it is because I can have all the features of an Xbox Live, talk to my friends
for free,
play the exclusives, right? I don't have to pay for Xbox Live. It just makes sense.
That's an extra game. That's an extra game you get a year if you don't have to buy Xbox Live if you play it on PC. So all these conversations have finally hit this mountain of me always trying to push back, saying, guys, you can still play your games on Xbox. There's still a reason to have your Xbox. But now inside the Xbox was more about a controller and about a woman tapping the trigger on a racing game that she's not even playing. Well, at this point, I'm out. I'm out on their whole decision on this. It's not even fathomable where they're going with this, and I don't understand.
I do want to say we're assuming she wasn't playing, right? We don't know that.
No, it doesn't. No, it don't assume, bro. It's not.
No, she was not playing.
She was not playing that day.
No, don't try to give them an out card on that.
How about this? Wait. How about this? How about the fact that she got handed the controller
in mid gameplay,
it just started tapping like she already knew what was going on. Like the person who handed to her was playing before her. Like, come on, like use your brains here. Use your frontal lobe. What the heck is that? What the hell is that nonsense?
Well, you say I'm not using my frontal lobe right now.
Look, I'm so I was so insulted by the fact that they did that. I'm like, look, first of all, just think about how this looks. You decided to try to prove that xCloud works, but you didn't actually have it ready. So you faked it poorly, and now it looks even worse because now it looks like xCloud is in such a bad state right now. I don't know if it is or not, but this is off of impressions. It looks so bad that you couldn't even show it for real. Why would I feel like this is ready for the beta? Why would I feel like this is really going to work? You can't have one person, not millions of people like you're going to roll this out to. One motherfucker can't play this
Whoa,
live.
whoa,
Can't
whoa.
play it live.
Slow-mo, you can cuss, but you cannot say mother.
Look, I'm sorry, but still, this is just like you can't have one person play this live. Not one. It's
On
a
your
bad
own
look.
network.
On your own.
It's not like she's sitting over in California in Cleveland somewhere on some Wi-Fi for Starbucks or something. She's sitting at the Microsoft campus on their network and she can't even play this game.
They could have faked this with remote play and had someone behind her doing it. I
Right.
mean, like, come on. It's bad. It's a bad look. It's the game coming out like, okay, all right, you said at XO, Phil said we're going to really revamp the Windows Store. We're gonna get, we know it's been bad, we're gonna make it better.
When?
Okay, so then you come out with
Yeah,
Master Chief
he's right,
Collection
man.
and you put that on
on Steam.
on
huh?
Steam.
That makes no sense.
Because they don't have confidence in the Windows Store. They know it's garbage.
But that's
Make
the
it
prob- that's the
better.
problem.
You had how many times? EXO was in November.
Guys,
It's
this-
March now.
How do this, though?
When are you going to make it better? Why would anyone want to use it when you're putting it on Steam?
They're not going to
I
make.
would do. There is no way I would play Halo on the Windows Store now that it's on Steam. There's no reason to.
No,
Like,
it's not.
at least Gears of War is still stuck in the ecosystem being played on the Windows Store. But then you're going to put your biggest
For
IP.
now.
For now, of course, for now.
Here's
But-
five.
But this is my problem. The biggest thing is, why are we? It was okay when you said it's going to PC. Windows Store is still part of the ecosystem, so you're still keeping people in the Microsoft You're keeping them where you want to keep them at. But then you throw it on Steam. Why is anybody going to buy it anywhere else other than Steam? I mean, to me, that's a fly in the face to everything that we think as a gamer, because you say you want your games everywhere. It's going to be on PC regardless, but then you're putting it on a platform that's completely devoid and separate of the community that you're going to have, unless they're going to have some way to make it so you can still play with people that's on Steam.
But
Which I know some people don't want, especially in a game like Halo, where keyboard and mouse is going to be a problem.
That's a point. Slow-mo.
And they did come out with this whole thing where now you can stream your games to your Xbox, your PC games to your
I've seen
Xbox. But then also, if you don't have a decent PC, you might as well not even bother. Basically, just come out and say, "Look, we want you to go to PC.
Yeah, just
Please.
buy PC, please.
Yeah,
And then-
just go to PC."
and then you tell us, and then so I'm one of those people that bought Master Chief Collection day one and had all those problems. They gave me a free copy of Halo Reach with it because they said, hey, if you bought Master Chief Collection before this date, we're gonna give you the full game of Reach digitally on your system.
Well,
So
you
now
mean ODST, right?
no, they gave you Reach too. They gave everybody ODST. Everybody before a certain day got ODST, but Reach they also gave that to select people too. If you played like before December 12th or something, you got Reach too as a free game. That's how I got Reach.
That's
Okay,
so,
all right. I think I got Reach too. I gotta double check.
Yeah, so you gave everybody that game, but now you're turning around saying, "Oh, we're going to remaster it. We're going to make it 4K 60. We're going to make it so you can play it inside the Master Chief Collection." But guess what? You got to buy the campaign and Firefight? What the heck? Wait, hold on. First of all, you gave it to me for free because of your broken game didn't work. And then after that, you tell me I got to buy it separately again? But then, no, dude, I don't.
But wait, if you have Game Pass, you don't have to buy it again.
It doesn't matter. I already own the game.
Yeah, own the game.
Yeah, you already
buy
own the game.
anything.
Game Pass should not
You
matter.
have to buy it again.
I shouldn't have to buy anything in order to play a game that you gave me as a consolation prize to your broken game back in 2015, 13.
Or
Oh man.
Yeah, and I'm sick and tired of people on Twitter throwing out that, well, it's free on Game Pass. Game Pass is not free.
Free. It's $120
You're
a
paying
year.
$10 a month, man. What are you talking about? It's not free. Stop using the word free.
Why
And
you-
anything free
Why are
in
you
this,
complaining about that,
especially
Slow-Mo?
for
And I don't want to
Xbox,
hear
where
and
you
I don't
pay
want
for
to hear
online,
right.
ain't a damn thing free for you.
Slow-Mo,
And
why
I
are you
don't
complaining?
and we don't want to hear the conversation about well, you can go to the Windows Internet Explorer or Edge browser and click on some quizzes and get it for free every month. No, that still takes time out of my day to do that. I do that to enjoy games that work day one that I don't have to rebuy again because I shouldn't have to rebuy this game all over again to get the full freaking experience. And then people on PC are gonna get. People don't even realize this. People on PC are getting them in released in chronological order, starting with Reach from the beginning. So people think of Halo as this slow, methodical type game because that's what the first three was until they got to Reach, and Reach was the one where they finally added the sprint button to it.
Yeah.
How is the game going to be perceived to people after playing Reach, where you can run around and armor lock and stuff, and then you get the Halo 1 where everything is slow, methodical. Halo 2 is the same thing. Halo 3 is the same thing. But you basically gave me Halo Reach and showed me that, oh man, this is the Halo experience. And then all of a sudden, I got to wait all the way to Halo 4, which who knows when that's going to release because you're doing the games in a certain order. What kind? I just don't. I mean, I understand not wanting to bring the game out all at once and it not be what it needs to be. The one thing I really love that Destiny did was they took their time on their port for the PC, and it's by far the best version of Destiny. And I love what they're doing with Halo, but you're doing it wrong because you're going to give people a false representation of what Halo is from the beginning. People didn't play Halo for Reach and didn't play it for Halo 4. They played it for the original experience of 1, 2, and 3.
Well, 1 and 2 were already on PC, so maybe I think a lot of people who are going to play, who are hyped for this and going to buy Master Chief Collection on Steam, have already played Halo, or they know what Halo is about, and they may not have played Reach, or 3 or ODST. By the way,
they played it under games for Windows Live, man.
Hey, Slow-Mo, real quick, back to your point. It's funny. I hear a lot of people like acting surprised that Microsoft supporting PC when Halo 1 and Halo 2 were put on PC. Like I feel like years and years ago.
Yeah, Gearbox did the port for it back in the day.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like the writing has been on the wall for a very long time. With Microsoft, but Forte, to your point, the messaging and just how convoluted, even with the release of Reach and the Master Chief Collection, it doesn't make sense to me. It's kind of in some way like it's like, whoa, wait a minute, like what's the thought process here? Boom, you've been quiet on this, man. I want to get your thoughts on the Master Chief Collection and Reach.
Well, look, here's the thing. The community as a whole has been asking for Reach, and what we're going to get is a 4K 60. I don't know if they're going to add the HDR. I would assume that they are.
They probably will. Yeah.
It's going to look like a masterpiece. It's Bungie's last swan song. It's the pinnacle sun of the collection, in my opinion. It's the cherry on top of the collection itself. It should have been in there years ago. We're finally getting it. Do I agree with the charging for it? I just find it's a little strange that they're going to be letting the multiplayer out there and charge for the single player. I mean, that to me is a little weird. And again, defending I have Game Pass, but I mean, what if you own what if you already see that's the thing that I'm slightly confused with, and I'm not sure if anyone has answered or they have answered. What if you own the Master Chief Collection already? If this is being dropped into the Master Chief Collection, this should be free, all around. I don't know if that in fact is.
I agree with that.
Yeah, everything for the MCC should be a free update for Xbox.
100%, without a doubt. That's a dropped ball move. It's actually, to be completely honest, I'm considering Microsoft has been on a high note with a lot of high praise and a lot of good moves that they're doing, a lot of good positive PR since post E3 2018, all the way through 2019. This is a bit of a blunder in my opinion. I think it's inexcusable. If you don't have the Master Chief Collection and you buy it, this is going to probably be included. So there's your money, and I get that. But if you already own the Master Chief Collection, this should be like many updates and many other games, and just be dropped in there as a free update. There is absolutely no way you could look a consumer in the face and be like, okay, you bought the Master Chief Collection when it came out, or you have it in Game Pass, whichever way you do it. Oh, by the way, if you want to play the one game that everyone's been wanting and been asking for years, you have to buy it separately. I don't know if that's going to fly, man. I think that the community. Listen, I'm going to say this. This is something that the community can do to help. If you are mad as hell, and I think a lot of people are going to be, you're going to have to tweet at Phil Spencer. You're going to have to tweet at Aaron Greenberg. You're going to have to tweet at Mike Ybarra and Shannon Loftus, and let them know in a proper manner. Okay, curse words in all caps, folks. It doesn't work. You're not sick, so don't do it. No one will listen to you. You become just white noise.
Yep.
At that point, don't do that. You embarrass yourself on social media, and that post is there forever. So don't do it. But tweet at them in a respectful manner, saying that you don't think it's fair that the consumer should pay for something they've already paid for. And you know what? They could turn this around. The biggest number one problem in this generation with Microsoft has been their god awful messaging. It just seems like everything.
Why though? Like
I don't know.
I don't get it. Like it's so
inexcusable for the amount of money this company makes.
Yeah, like
it is.
Hey, is this a Phil?
Marketing too.
Is this a Phil problem? I mean, seriously. I mean, like, look, you're saying.
I mean, he's the head. Yeah, Enrique, he's the head, and I hear what you're saying, but but he's handling the day-to-day business. I mean, they have a marketing guy. Now, I don't know. I know Aaron Greenberg's position is head of marketing, but
he's got to be okay. At the end of my assumption is, and I don't know, my assumption is that he's the one that's greenlighting these things now at this point. Right.
Right. I mean, again, they all have to come across his desk. I mean,
so I mean, like the mess. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like Forte, you brought up a great point about the game being broken, and they gifted Reach, and now it's like they want to charge you for a part of Reach, and it just doesn't make sense. Like it just, I can't wrap my mind around it. Like and to see the reaction on social media, where people are like, "Well, wait a minute! Like I don't understand like what's going on here. Like with how to get Reach. Like that's a problem. That's a problem. Like that's not good."
No, Enrique, it's not a problem. It's free in Game Pass. Just take it in Game Pass. You're not paying for it. And smile.
Oh man,
that's what you're supposed to do.
No, that's not what you're supposed to do. B, go ahead, man. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to go to Roby on this as well. But go ahead, B.
I didn't watch Inside the Xbox because last time we watched it, and I show and complained about it. Forte reminded me that if I have these complaints, then I just shouldn't watch the show. So that's what I vowed to do this time. I didn't even watch it, but I saw all the reaction on Twitter about this whole Halo Reach thing, and then I saw some of the, I guess the news update about how to actually acquire Reach or how they're going to roll it out, and it's a confusing mess. I don't understand what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like. Forte said, I got Reach, from owning the Master Chief Collection. It was gifted to me, so I don't understand why the game just isn't updated and ready to go for me. Once they roll out this 4K 60 thing, I don't understand why you would give multiplayer for free and then charge for the campaign.
Hey, you're bonding a little bit. I think Microsoft heard you saying some negative things, and they decided
shut it down.
Yeah, you're bonding
coming for them, bro. They're coming for you.
Yeah. B, you might want to unplug your mic, maybe plug it back in. But let's while B's doing that, let's go to Roby. What do you think, man? Like, what were your thoughts of this announcement, man? Did it make sense to you? Do you feel like you agree with us, disagree? What are your thoughts, man?
I'm gonna be honest. Hold on. I'm gonna be honest. That's dope. So on the Halo Reach, are they remaking the game, or are they just porting it over to the Xbox?
They're remaking it. They
They're
said.
remaking it.
Okay, so
It's gonna
if
be in
they're gonna
4K, 60, HDR, all that good stuff.
oh sweet. Okay, so if they're gonna remake the game, I feel like if some like let's say if all of us on the panel bought Halo Reach, right? I mean Halo and the Master Chief Collection and Halo Reach, we have like the digital license. If I feel like they should sell the game to the people who never bought it.
Mm-hmm.
If you never, and for the people who did buy the game, they should just get an update for an update to make it into like a 4K 60 frames. But to resell it, I don't have a problem with them resell it to the casual consumer who never bought the game in the first place. That's all nice and dandy. But for the people who already played the game and bought it, I feel like they shouldn't do that. Because I feel like you'll be nickel and diming me.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. I mean, I think that's kind of what Forte, what you said about them gifting the game because of the issues of the Master Chief Collection.
Mm-hmm.
So B, are you back, man?
No, he's not back yet.
He's not back yet.
So the biggest thing, and like he said, I tell people all the time, if you feel like Inside Xbox is going to trigger you, don't watch it. And the only reason I watched this one is because I am a huge Halo fan. And of course, I ended up being disappointed not because they're putting it on PC. Being on PC is a great thing because all it's going to do is help Microsoft sell more copies of the game, and they'll be able to make better games for us on Xbox. But the problem is the structure of how they're actually doing it. It's like, how can you charge me for something that, okay, I didn't even think about what Boone said. If you own, but like Boone just said, if you own Master Chief Collection and is being a part of the Master Chief Collection, why are you charging me for it at all?
Yeah, it should be an update.
It should just be free.
Yeah.
Like how the games that were already in it were a free update to 4K, 60 frames, HDR last year.
Yep, Halo 3 and all those got updated to that.
Yeah, they gave that to you for free. So why is now you're adding an additional game? You're adding additional game to the Master Chief Collection, but we have seen other games do free updates, free content updates.
And
why is this any different? I don't know.
Yeah, we hear you now.
So it would be different if they didn't give us any of the content. I mean, like if you said, okay, day to Reach is, if you want the game, if you want the 4K version, we'll charge you $4.99. You know what I mean? Similar to how like when the version of Ori came out, they gave you a discount.
You're still botting, man. Yeah, you're still botting.
All right, hold on.
You gotta get off that FiOS, man.
Gotta get on 5G, man. 5G.
Get on that 5G, that cell phone service.
Future.
No, but
real quick, do you guys feel like, because I've heard a lot of people say this is like people who feel like and I don't understand the sentiment, because for me, I don't care. I've never been attached to a box. Like I'm attached to games, but I've heard people say that Microsoft is, abandoning or ignoring Xbox gamers. I mean, do you guys feel that way, or is that
so? I don't think they're abandoning Xbox people. I just think they keep forgetting that Xbox is what got you here. Like the people that buy these systems are the ones that have gotten you to the dance, and you forgot about that. That's the whole problem. That's the whole thing that I think with Google. How are they going to compete? Because they are starting from the very, like me personally, I feel like it's going to be real hard for them to break into like a console market because everybody's already situated in 3 different platforms. How many different platforms can you own in your house to play the same freaking games? So, but now Microsoft is saying, okay, we have our dedicated fan base. We're going to take our 30 to 40 million people and expect them to still be there. even knowing we're going over to PC and going to do something over there to try to get a bigger audience. I don't think that's fair to the people that have stuck by your system since 2013 and helped make the system the way it is now. Our feedback, our conversations we've been had with these people, talking about them in podcasts, wanting better games for these people. Shoot, I'll even give a shout out to all the Sony people out there that be hating on Microsoft every day about the stuff they do. They help make Microsoft the way they are now. But now you're acting like Xbox isn't the biggest part of what we want to be anymore. We know Xbox is going to be there. They keep saying, oh, you'll always be able to buy an Xbox system. You'll always be able to have hardware. But then in the same breath, you're saying everything you're talking about is everything outside of Xbox, which isn't fair to the people that's been here since the beginning.
But yeah, it looks like lip service is what it looks like.
But the writing's been on the wall. Xbox isn't bound to hardware per se anymore for them. It's like, and Microsoft is a software as a service
company.
Why
are you bringing the system out there? Why are you bringing hardware out there? Because you don't want to give up that money that you're getting off Xbox Live. Let's be for real about it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And like you cannot say, oh, well, Xbox is an ecosystem, and everyone, no matter what platform you play on, are going to have the same experience. That's not true. Because if I play on PC, I don't have to pay for Xbox Live. When it eventually rolls out to the Switch, I won't have to pay for it there, and I won't have to pay for it on mobile phone or tablets either.
But
so
guys,
you're only paying for Xbox Live on the Xbox. You have games that are exclusive to PC that so far. And we all assume, these games are going to end up coming out on the Xbox. But, I mean, there's been no confirmation of that yet. Why can't they, for once, in one of these boring inside Xboxes, just come out and say, Gears Tactics will be coming to the Xbox? That's all you have to say. You can't just say that? What's the problem? Why is it that it's like you keep saying things, but all your actions show something different? You're giving us lip service, and so
Slim, I think they are. I think they're in a little bit of identity crisis right now, man. They're trying to transition away from the idea of Xbox being tied to hardware and Xbox being more of a web application like Netflix. I think that's part of the problem, and I think for us, gaming on primarily hardware for 35, 37 years. I think it's hard for us to maybe understand kind of the transition that's happening before our eyes right now. I've been saying this for a long time. What's happening now isn't about us. It's about my kids, your kids, Slow-Mo, Forte's kids, B's kids, anyone of his kids. It's about them. It's not about us anymore because, we're dinosaurs now. We're dinosaurs.
We are the ones spending $2,000 every generation on systems, though. We're the ones doing that.
All right.
So we are, but that's gonna at some point though, and this is where this is kind of what I've been, having conversations with people on Twitter about. That this is
not enough. It's not enough, is what you're about to say, right?
What's that?
That is not enough. That what Forte said. We're the ones that spending $2,000 per generation on hardware and games and blah blah blah. It's not enough.
No, it's not. And they
enough for them.
Yeah, and it's like Sean Layden said. Remember that article with Sean Layden where he said, consoles aren't regulated to we're not ghettos. We're not these isolated communities. And that in the future you're gonna have multiple doors to walk through as opposed to these isolated communities. You're not gonna have that anymore.
Look, man. True. Look at this. This the biggest problem right here, and I don't think this is a lot to ask for. If you're gonna have a show where you're going to talk predominantly about a game going to PC, why can't we, like Slow-Mo said a couple weeks ago, what's wrong with talking? I guarantee you they can talk about some of these games that these studios out here are making. I guarantee you something about them. So if you're going to talk about, we all know that all these games are going to PC. That's already known. But if you're going to talk about one particular game and the things you're going to do on a PC platform, why not talk about one of those games that isn't been announced yet and give us a taste or at least some type of understanding that, hey, this is what we're making for our fans. This is what Xbox people wanted. This is our next IP that's coming out that's going to make you want to have an Xbox or play it wherever you want to. You're not giving us a reason other than saying, hey, you guys are always going to be there. We know you're going to be there. But we want to talk about what we're doing for other people. And that is not fair to the people that's been here for 20 plus years almost.
Someone, Forte, I've been there since 2002, man.
They have an image problem on
They do. Real bad.
I've been there for 2002, man. I've been there. I was there at launch. I was a beta tester.
I was there when we was drinking Surge in New York City when they were releasing the first Xbox.
Yeah, and so I got my T-shirt, my Xbox Live beta T-shirt. I remember playing Revolt, NFL Fever, which was garbage. But
watch your mouth.
NFL Fever was not good. You're not compared to 2K, man. 2K was
man, that could be a whole podcast on its own.
That could be a
god. Yeah,
I want to say something real quick. But matter of fact, Enrique, no, go ahead and finish your thought. I want to say something when you're done.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you guys are saying. Like, I understand that, but like, to me, it's like I feel like this. Like, I want to see games, and that's all I care about. And I think at E3 they're going to talk about a lot of the first party stuff, what these studios are working on. I think they're just we're not going to hear that on Inside Xbox. I think that a lot of what we're hearing is them, with these Inside Xbox things, just, this is kind of more like backhanded type things, things that might get certain people excited. But I think the big news is going to be E3. I think they're really going to, we know they're going to show Halo Infinite at E3. I think that's going to be a console launch. One of the things they said Inside Xbox, I forget the gentleman's name, who, introduced xCloud, but also said, hey, by the way, we're still making consoles.
Yes, him and Phil Spencer have stressed that. Phil did a great interview talking about consoles being around for an extremely long period of time, and seeing this guy come on here. His name is Kareem something.
Kareem, yes.
Kareem came out there and he basically said this is not a replacement for the home console. He said it.
He actually said we're always going to make his exact words. We're always going to make.
You guys believe that? I don't believe that. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't believe that only because of some of the stuff I've been reading with. And again, this is all my speculation, my opinion only. Don't take this as gospel. But I don't believe that they're going to make consoles forever. I just don't believe it. I think that if 5G can do what they're saying it's capable of doing with low latency, less latency than Wi-Fi, 400 times faster than 4G. You're talking about gigabyte download speeds, the home without having files or anything like that, or any fiber optic to the house. I'm not so sure if I believe it. If they can, I feel like if they can offer the kind of gaming experiences. And Nvidia's kind of bullish on this. Nvidia, so they think they can offer, high end, PC experiences streaming, with 5G. And this is Nvidia saying this. I mean, I'm not sure if I believe that these console makers are going to be making consoles in the future. I'm not sure if I buy that.
Well, I mean, you're not alone. Sean Layden also feels the same way. But I think with that guy saying that yesterday, I think that is the mindset of the Xbox gaming division, that they are going to continue to keep making consoles. And I think by the time it comes to a conversation where they're starting to look at numbers and say, hey, look, we're making so much more revenue and money and people, we have the stats that are showing that people are playing more on other devices like their phones and tablets and PCs and other things instead of the console, that we shouldn't go forward with this next gen. By the time that happens, the people that we see in place talking about all this stuff, they won't even be working at Xbox at that point. I don't think that's going to be I think it's that far out. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. We're talking like, I think it's going to be like 15 years from now. Honestly,
I mean, it's probably 10, 15 years. I mean, I go back to, I draw my experience of, Xbox Live. You remember Xbox Live 17 years ago isn't anywhere near what Xbox Live is today. And I remember the naysayers back then saying, Microsoft got hammered for putting an Ethernet port in the OG Xbox, because you got to remember at the time 56K was king. You know, most houses didn't have broadband, and everyone's like, "This shit's not going to work. No one's going to get Xbox Live." Sony wasn't on board with the PS2 and broadband, and even online gaming for that matter. They had they had an add-on that you could buy for the PlayStation 2 that you could plug in the back, if you guys remember that.
I remember that.
But I mean, it wasn't, what Xbox Live and what Microsoft was talking. It's funny. I feel like a lot of the things that I'm hearing now are things that I heard back then when Microsoft rolled out Xbox Live and put an Ethernet port on the OG Xbox and included an internal hard drive. I will say this. I mean, outside of criticizing Microsoft, for the messaging, I always feel like gaming, in terms of technology and how people are going to be experiencing consuming content, I've always felt like they've kind of been ahead of they kind of know where the puck is heading, and they've kind of been ahead of the curve a little bit in that regard, at least in the gaming industry from the technology perspective. But I feel like I'm hearing the same things about, gaming streaming won't work. It's not, we have data casts, we have, people in rural areas who can't get internet, but it isn't about today as it is about tomorrow. And to your point, Slow-Mo, I think 10 years we'll probably see, in 5G's rolling out, 5G's already here in some areas. Verizon's potentially cannibalizing their Fios service with 5G at home. I think you may have mentioned T-Mobile's looking to become an ISP provider.
Yeah, they're looking to expand. They first started with starting to move into TV. So what I said before, what they offered me was a TV package where but they're moving further towards that the ISP portion thing is some years out, but they want to challenge in that because they have a plan for a 5G platform that will allow them to kind of bypass what traditional internet in 4G, not 4G, but your traditional home internet already is. But I mean, look, Enrique, I understand I understand that, and we all know none of this is going to be like, close. Whether they decide to stop doing consoles or any of them, that PlayStation as well, all this stuff is like a decade or more out. But
Right.
I wanted to say is that and Boom was 100% correct. They have a messaging communication issue that is a very deep rooted foundational problem with how they do business, and I think it's going to be a big problem for them going into next gen, because Sony don't have these problems, Nintendo don't have these problems, Google might not have these problems. They're the only one that's a platform holder that's having these issues like this. And I tell you what, I know we've been saying about how E3, they better show the games. Yeah, they better show the games. But now I'm going to add something else. You better show the games. You better also give the impression to your console Xbox gamers that they have not been forgotten. And you better come up with something. They better come up with dropping the $60 annual tag, and then maybe adding, maybe increasing Game Pass from like $10 to $15 or something. They have to do something. They better come out. They better be talking about all these PC games can be played on your console. Actually speak the truth about this nonsense about it's play anywhere. No, it's not. It's just play everything on PC. Right now,
to get there.
Until you prove to us I can play a PC game on Xbox, you're just full of shit. So until then, you're going to have to actually prove to people that you actually care about your Xbox gamers, because the Sony people out there, the Sony fanboys that's picking on the Xbox people, you having the stuff they saying, and it's all trolling. It's funny, but there's literally nothing that Xbox gamers can say back that actually refutes it.
Right.
Because you are not showing anyone that values the Xbox ecosystem and wants to stay there why they should stay there. Honestly, a lot of people are talking about just going to PlayStation next gen or building a PC.
Look, man, and maybe that's what Microsoft wants. They want to migrate as much of the Xbox community over to PC, which is fine. That's what they want to do, but they're just going about it in the wrong way. They're rubbing more people It's nothing wrong with wanting to broaden your horizon. My whole problem is just don't forget about the people that got you here. Some people are truly console gamers, and the more you talk about PC and everything you're doing for that, they just feel slighted. You know, they feel like you don't care about them because all your announcements are everything but what Microsoft is doing for Xbox. You're talking about a controller is the only thing outside of even the cloud stuff is an Xbox that's for everybody else. So the only thing that we got that's coming to Xbox as a hardware is a controller, which has been the meme for 3 years now.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, Boom. Do you? I saw your message. Do you have to wrap up, man?
Yeah, it's I have to get up super early.
No worries, man. No, I
Me as well.
kind of want to get your parting thoughts, Boom, before you have to go, man.
I mean, but obviously, first of all, it was awesome to be here. A lot of great stuff, a lot of great topics.
Same here.
Closing out the show on this is big, and you know what, as great as Microsoft has been in the gamers' eyes with the studio purchases and the acquisitions here and the power narrative that they're pushing, and as great as Game Pass is as a service to its fans. Sometimes they kind of step in it, if you know what I mean. And this Inset, in my opinion, this Inset Xbox did more harm than good. It was, it started out with a tribute to women of gaming, which was fantastic. And then the controversy kind of just spiraled out of control. You have the fake X Play, gameplay, right? People are saying it's fake now, so that's a story. Master Chief Collection, Halo Reach, you have to pay for separately. That's a negative story. This perception problem. Like Mooch, messaged you, was in the chat, and he said, when instead of Xbox, inside PC, and even though he's 100% correct, again, it's one of those things. Forte was saying you got to tell your fan base that you care about them, and maybe you should, I understand you have to push the PC, but if it's an Xbox show, don't shove PC up my nose.
Exactly.
You have to do that in a separate event. Have a separate, this is a have a streaming thing. Have a YouTube video on your channel. Put it up there for people to watch that are PC centric gamers that are interested. Don't say inside Xbox and tell me that everything's coming to PC. It's a bad look to your fans, like of course Forte was saying, who got you here. And to be honest with you, most of the fans that complain about the Xbox and their marketing, I'm one of them. I'm very vocal about it. Will tell you that the last 12 months, it's been PC. And it's not a two-way street. That's the problem. Games are from the Xbox are going to PC, but PC games are not coming to the Xbox. And it seems like a one-way scenario. I mean, they need to do better. I'm hoping it's going to be a killer E3. I hope that the hardware is there.
Same here.
I think, I agree with you, Yobi. I think they have to, first of all, if Halo Infinite isn't the talk of the town, considering Sony is not going to be there and Nintendo is going to do their small treehouse event, it's going to be a black eye for the company. So that has to come. That has to come in hot. That has to come in super hot, and they're going to have to show Fable. They're going to have to show what the Ninja Theory is working on. They have to show, they're going to have to show. They're going to have to blow the doors off of E3 like never before, because this is their one opportunity to grab the mindset of the world. And if they don't do that, then I hate to say this, and I don't want to see anyone lose their jobs. Phil is doing great, but I think it's safe to say that everyone on this panel would agree with me. Their marketing department, their people in charge, they need to go. They need to revamp the same way they're revamping their first party studios. They need to go out and spend the money on the big name people that can bring your brand back from the brink. And the people they have now are just failing at that job.
They are trash. They started promoting Crackdown 3 like what, a week before it came out?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. It's
Dude,
not
I
good.
got so mad. I wanted to put some money on Twitter to start promoting Crackdown.
Man, they might need to outsource their marketing or something. I don't know. Get a crisis manager in here or something. Like someone needs to come in and be like, "Hey, look, this is not how you do this. We need to completely change all of this." You know, Aaron. You know, much respect to you, sir. The door's over there. You know, good luck to you. We're gonna move on. You know, like something needs to happen because I've been beating that drum for a year now.
Yeah,
I've been.
And
Yeah.
question,
Listen, gentlemen,
does Xbox has the marketing rights to what's the movie? What's the commercial, the movie they showed during Inside Xbox?
Oh yeah,
Shazam.
Shazam. I have no. Yeah, I just think they just paid for ad. They just paid Microsoft for like the ad time,
Okay,
the air time.
Like 3 times.
They show they showed it a lot. Yeah. Like a game about to come out.
I think Boom, you gotta go.
Yeah, listen, guys, have a great night. Once again, a fantastic show, Yobi. You're a light of the community, and the rest of you gentlemen. I'll see you on the Division.
All right, take care, man.
Sounds good.
Bro.
Thank you, man. All right, I'm sorry, Yobi. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, what was I saying again?
So I think you were asking about the marketing
about Shazam.
Yeah, Shazam. Because when they showed it 3 times, I was like, do they have the marketing rights to this movie? Like, I was lost for a second.
No, I just think Warner Brothers just paid for the airspace to display it. That's all.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, you know, it's interesting. Guys, I mean, seriously, I mean, great points. You know, I just, I don't know. I guess for me, I just view things a little bit different. Where I just, as long as I get the games I want to play, I'm okay. But I will say this: there has been some impact, at least for me, in terms of messaging. And when I think about technology in the future, I think it had Microsoft not included Game Pass and Xbox Live basically free on PC, I wouldn't be leaning towards. I'm telling you, I'm going to build a PC rig. I mean, that's going to happen, and I'm probably going to end up gaming next gen on my PC for Xbox games and having PS5.
They need to include Game Pass into Xbox Live. I think they should just go that route. They should just put Game Pass on Xbox Live. Boom.
No, Yobi, that's a great point, and a lot of people have, even questioned that. Like, how is that going to fit into, the future of streaming? Like, how are you going to charge for streaming? Is it going to be, are you still going to charge separate for that? And if you're going to charge separate for that, are you going to charge PC gamers for that? And so there's a lot of like.
Okay, I see where you're going. Yeah.
There's a lot of unknowns right now, right? I think we all agree with that, with how they're going to roll out, xCloud and what that means for some of the other services they provide. We have to pay for.
Yeah, something has to change, and something has to change before these new the Anaconda and Lockhart consoles are launched. Because either if you're gonna come up with the idea that, look, if you're gonna have Xbox Live and you can play it on whatever platform that we support, iOS, Android, Switch, Xbox, and PC, that you gotta pay. Look, I wouldn't have an issue if everyone had to pay $60 for access for it. Then it's not an issue because everyone has the same entry fee. But it's not like that, and so therefore, you're either going to need to drop it on Xbox or make everybody pay. Something has to give, because at this point, it's just like there's going to come a point in time when people are going to be like, there's just no purpose for me to own this console. I can actually build a PC, play the same games at better performing, and higher fidelity and all that good stuff, and I don't have to pay you $60 a year. So, like, what's the incentive to stay? There needs to be something to make this change. So, until then, I mean, it's this discontent from their hardcore base is going to continue and grow.
Yeah. And Tommy Danny live chat brings up a great point. Says, yeah, it's not cool that people who buy consoles have to pay to play online and PC doesn't. That I agree with you 100%. That's been an issue that I've had for years with Microsoft, but I get it on the PC side. They don't pay to play online. They just never have it. That would never fly with that community.
Yeah, and me saying something has to give. Let me just keep it a buck. PC people ain't paying, so
They ain't gonna pay. Yeah,
they ain't paying those $60 for
No,
something they get from Steam for free. So what you need to do is just drop it. You need to just drop it because you're not going to be able to get people to pay all the way around for it. Game Pass, no problem charging people for it. And as their quality and first party games increases, which I expect it will, I think the last mediocre game of Crackdown 3 is like that. I think that's it. I think Ori's going to blow it out. I think Gears 5 is going to be great, and I think they're going to have like a row of successful, highly rated and highly reviewed games. And as that really makes Game Pass more attractive because they're day and date in Game Pass, you need to jump that price up.
Yeah,
jump that price up, drop the paywall, and now you can actually go look at Sony and say, they charging you $60 to play online. We don't charge you anything.
They need to go T-Mobile on that ass. That's what they need to do.
Yeah, exactly right.
Exactly. So, but gentlemen, seriously, great, great feedback and insight to this topic. I knew that there would be a lot of great insight into this with everything that happened yesterday with Inside Xbox, and want to give a big shout out to to Boom for hanging out with us. He had to leave early.
Yeah.
And I do want to say one quick thing. I hate to say wait to E3, but I still, there's part of me that thinks that E3 is going to be a good showing for them, considering that I think they're going to bring a lot of games or show some of the content that they're working on right now with some of these newly acquired first-party studios. So that's my 2 cents. But Yobi, I do want to go to you because, sir, you were kind enough to extend an offer for an opportunity for someone in the live chat to win a free copy of Devil May Cry 5, which, if you haven't played it, is a great game. I'm playing it right now. Really thoroughly enjoy it. So, Yobi, have you picked a winner?
I have picked a winner. And let me check the chat right quick. Oh, and before I pick a winner, I just want to say about the xCloud and the whole streaming thing.
Sure.
They need to get rid of data caps if they looking at this on a bigger scale. The data caps, they gotta go.
Yeah, it's a great point, Matt. I mean,
because the data caps don't go down, I don't see how this is gonna even make a dent.
That's very true because although I think the last time I looked at the statistics, over 75% of the United States does have broadband internet. The other part of it is like 80% of that 75% also have data caps. So it's like, yeah, you have the speed and the ability to play these games, but that's limited with your data, and then the ISPs are going to charge you more. And unfortunately, these companies don't have the ability to go to an ISP and say, "Hey, look, drop the data caps."
Net neutrality.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You saying?
Yeah. What I was gonna say, but yeah. So yeah, but the streaming, yeah, I believe they should drop the data caps. From my understanding, if I'm not mistaken, there is AT&T. They have this internet thing called AT&T Fios. Is it Fios or Fios?
Fios. Yeah.
Yeah. So supposedly that part, the AT&T Fios, doesn't have data caps.
No, well, that's Verizon Fios. It doesn't have data caps.
Yeah. Verizon. Fios is a Verizon. I guess marketed or Verizon term.
Yeah, for their fiber optic. Yeah,
but Verizon.
Really?
yeah, Verizon does have data caps in some areas. Like in the area I am, I don't have data caps. But then, as I said before,
sweet.
I do have. I do end up getting throttled from time to time from Verizon. That I gotta call them up and play the angry customer. I don't need to talk to your manager. You know, I gotta get that voice. You know, that real uppity voice in. But but like a guy like Enrique. I think Enrique, you got Comcast.
Oh, yeah,
Comcast has
Yeah.
data caps.
They have
Comcast can. Oh my god, I hate
Comcast is terrible.
Yeah. So yeah,
I'm not gonna talk about Comcast. They might turn me off.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. So Yobi, so you have picked a winner.
I have picked a winner. Can I get a drum roll, please?
Uh,
And the winner for the Devil May Cry 5 giveaway brought to you by me to the Basement Radio Arcade Podcast is the Indie Gamer. Congrats, brother.
all right.
You are the winner, my brother.
Nice.
Congrats, Indie Gamer.
Yeah, congrats, Indie Gamer. Great dude, the community. Thank you, Indie, for hanging out with us in the live chat. And so, how can Indie Gamer claim his prize?
He can hit me via DM, and we will go over I think he follows me on Twitter. If not, Indie Gamer, follow me on Twitter, and I will have that code to you tonight, bro. Just tell me what system you want it on, and we can go from there.
Indy, like what the F?
He's like, my God.
I won.
Yeah,
Yo, that's hilarious.
wait. The Mooch says the Indie Gamer.
He said my gamer, his Mooch. Well,
Yo,
classic
Mooch.
Mooch, man. Classic Mooch.
Dude, I'm gonna send you a shirt that said Mooch ain't easy on. I gotta get you that shirt, dude, because you are like the master of that shit, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man. Classic, man.
Yeah, and Yobi, in case Indie Gamer doesn't have your Twitter handle, where can he find you on Twitter?
Just find me on Twitter at VG, that's letter V, letter G, YOBYXB at Twitter. And if you have me on Xbox Live, just add me on Xbox Live at YobiDream.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, Yobi, thank you. Seriously, man, thank you so much for one for hanging out with us tonight, man. We appreciate having you come on, and
Of course, this is my off day. Damn right.
and hey, man, seriously, all joking aside, man, continue, putting out those positive videos on Twitter. I mean, seriously, they're awesome, and it's funny because, I think in a world in social media where there's a lot of negativity and a lot of, controversy, it's so nice to see positivity out there. So keep doing your thing, man. And, certainly appreciate you, giving out the free copy of Devil May Cry 5. And please, everyone, if you're not following him on Twitter, you need to follow him. And if you wouldn't mind again, Yobi, if you could tell everybody what your Twitter handle is again, so they can follow you.
Yes, follow me at VGYOBYXB. Thank you, Enrique. And like I said, bro, I'm just doing my part, doing what I want. I'm just doing my part in the video game community and in the world. So just to be that light in this crazy dark world that we live in, because I came from a dark place. I'm pretty sure on slow mo's there when I posted on Twitter a while back. On my other Twitter, I don't really be on that much, but I came from a dark place. So to be able to put out these Twitter messages and videos, like I'm just doing my part, and I'm happy that you guys allowed me to do that. So from me to you, thank you.
No, man, no doubt, man. It's been our pleasure. Thank you again. And big shout out to Mr. Boomstick XL. Boom, love having you on.
My
Always
guy,
great.
Boom.
Yeah, definitely catch Breakfast with Boom on Friday on Double Barrel Gaming. Definitely want to check that out if you haven't done so. And big shout out to B Money, who had some botting issues. B, we look forward to having you back on next week. And big shout out to Jackson Heights' own Mr. Eric Jackson. Everybody who couldn't make it this evening. And hey, big shout out to the scholar himself, Slow Mo Backslap. Slow Mo, where can people find you?
Yeah, you can catch me on Twitter by the same name. and also on the Scumcast. Occasionally also with Mr. Gaming Forte, aka Nautical, aka whatever name he
Whatever
comes
it
up
is.
with next.
No, whatever y'all try to name me next.
But yeah, Scumcast on Saturdays, 3:30 p.m. Central Time. But yeah, great conversation. Yobi, so glad you were able to join us. You're a great dude, man. I really appreciate you.
Thank
And
you, bro. Same here, brother.
and same with Boom. Boom's a great guy. We had some really awesome guests. Some really awesome guests tonight.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And Forte, I won't call you nautical, man. I just can't do it. I'm sorry. You
All
are the
right.
gaming Forte.
That's all right, man. Well, dog, very, very nice to meet you. You definitely, I can definitely see why people talk so highly about you. Just listening to you and the conversations in here has been a treat. Definitely always welcome to back come here and chat it up with us next time. Maybe when you come, we'll have a full squad with us. But
Hell
yeah, definitely. But you guys, as always, can follow me at I can't even say it right now. Gaming_Forte, because I've been going by Nautical for the last week. Because hey, it's been a test. It's been a test because a couple people told me, they said you should go by your gamer tag. I was like, okay, I'll throw it on Twitter and see what happens. And it looks like a lot of people been responding to it that way. Still haven't made a decision on it, but as of right now, it's still Gaming Forte everywhere. YouTube, Twitter. Check out the videos. Got a couple ones coming out, especially the ones talking about this whole Microsoft stuff on my channel. That stuff should be up first thing in the morning. So appreciate it, guys. And as always, hit that like button on your way out.
Yeah, I'm right.
No doubt. And everyone will be back next week at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Come join us. Come hang out with us. Shoot the shit with us. Talk video games. And we'll catch you guys next week. Again, big shout out to everyone in the live chat, guys. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much. Really means a lot to us for you guys to spend some time and hang out with us. And to our guest tonight, thank you again, Boomstick. And Yobi, thank you again, man, for hanging out with us, man. We'll definitely have to get you back on soon. So on that note,
it's a pleasure. Thank you.
No doubt, man. On that note, everyone have a great evening. And I'm gonna hop on the Division 2. That's what I'm gonna do.
I'm already on it.
Yeah. So we'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Peace, love life, guys.